I just came across this thing here. ANDRONOCHROME Epstein. I just came across this thing here. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to put this on the blogger. Not on the blog just, but on the blogger. You know, the owner of the blogger, of the Google, of the YouTube, is Sergey Mikhailovich Brin and Larry Page. I could not resist to this stuff here. This was just so interesting to me that I decided I was going to just post this kind of stuff. I did screenshot here. And before I took this one, I took the screenshot of this thing here, because when you Google ANDRONOCHROME, it just talks about the schizophrenia, Talks about the schizophrenia a whole lot. From 50s to 70s, a potential cause of schizophrenia. Yeah? This kind of stuff. This, I want you to know, was involved in MK Ultra, this topic, with Sergey Mikhailovich Brin personally admitting that this might actually have something to do with my case. FBI did discuss this issue. However, Sergey Mikhailovich stated, what I will do instead I am gonna clusterfuck the page pertaining to ADRENOCHROME with schizophrenia. And he said that's for sure is gonna just steer you away. You're not gonna be talking about. Eventually, FBI talked about this to me inside of this house, inside of this living room area where I'm at right now. This guy was involved in it. Also, he learned about my case, and it appears to me that he had a good connections with the FBI and became extremely interested in my case.
There is a lot of hate online against the Jews, and this video will try to explain why and where we should actually direct our anger. So first, there is a difference between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism, but the noise is currently piling them together as one, which is wrong. The people that control Israel, they don't care about religion, they care about controlling humanity as a whole.
I didn't even know it's going to play me this.
Watch, I'll show you. He built the world's first.
Here are some mentalities that sound intelligent and not.
Issue.
Let's
go back.
Here are some mentalities.
She built the world. I'll show you.
A lot of hate online against the Jews, and this video will try to explain why.
I don't know why is it that I'm punished with this video now. It completely changed the video that I had. And of course it pertained to ANDRONOCHROME. It just disappeared. The video just disappeared. The best thing about the Facebook maybe is oh well, this is not going to be so difficult. I do recognize this thing here. This is what this is. If it's going to play me, then we're going to get this thing here.
Important email from the Epstein files. All you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. What does this mean? It means
he's not a fan of the Jews, nor I am a fan of the Jews. I'm not a fan of the Jews at all. I labeled Jews with a mental illness, sickness. Actually, I believe Jews translated means schizophrenia. This is what I think. Now, this is what I am 100% certain. So he provided this video here.
Here's the most important email from the Epstein files. All you need is...
How the fuck can this be a conspiracy? How the hell can be a conspiracy? This shit is real because they discuss it with the FBI inside of our house here in the city of the Novo Mesto. And when everything was over, I had a Jew from Moscow, Sergey Mikhailovich Brin, joining me here inside of this room to do this stuff. He was completely demolished with a pack of other Jews. Mostly we had Jews here as visitors. American Jews bombarded this place here. This was extremely negative impact on them, the email he's talking about. And I want to add extra weight to that email. Of course I want to do that because let's look at this thing one more time. Google Jews claim that there is no connection to Epstein when it comes to ANDRONOCHROME. Holy fucking shit. Am I not a connection to ANDRONOCHROME and to the Epstein? I mean, was I fucking writing this shit here for no fucking reason whatsoever, just to waste my time on it? Did I go like completely insane talking to you about the stuff that was done to me since my early childhood? And I don't actually even know what the fuck was done to me. I don't know everything about the stuff that was done to me. But this was one of the things that went on.
If someone's not...
Of course, this doesn't have anything to do with ANDRONOCHROME. But you got to admit that procedure, the vampiric procedure itself, is very related to ANDRONOCHROME procedure. And I must say, just by understanding what he is talking about, that on occasions, this is the man right here who was involved. He classified himself as a Jew. I have no idea whether he would be a Jew. He apparently is not. Or just to drive me completely insane. I don't know. I have no idea. But I did found myself during a terror tactics stress. It was not stress, it was a trauma. Guaranteed stress. With a bottle attached to my arm. I have no idea why they did this shit, to drive me completely insane, or was it something they had going on actually? I do not know. But saying that this shit is not related to the Epstein is fucking crazy. How the fuck is this not related to the Epstein if there is an email over there that you can see was written? You explain to me this shit here.
Is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging.
How the fuck is that not related to anti-aging, Epstein, files, etc., when Facebook, I saw the videos of the man who was involved in it. British royals, Prince Charles and Prince Andrew, Philip, they were obsessed with anti-aging shit. I can witness, testify that they claim me that they are on their way to find eternity, basically. They told me what you are going through is nothing. By the time this, it's going to be already solution, so that you're going to be able to live forever and stuff like this. This is how they get you through MK Ultra. They talk to you shit that makes you think that the stuff they do to you is nothing. This is what British royals were the best at. They even lied about ageless medicines, medications, procedures, anti-aging, and food, and vitamins, and You know, the people do crazy stuff that you see online. The only thing they do is they spend a lot of money on all kinds of stuff. It's not even a crazy stuff. If you take care of yourself, I'm sure that you live longer. That's not stupid. But from me, it was required to rack myself. And they were racking me. Schlossberg's Jews, Kennedys, did exactly this. I couldn't do better. I described it pretty fucking well. I did pretty damn good. I would do better if I could, but I don't think I could. This email is a fact.
What does this mean? It means that the adrenochrome... Here's the most important email from the Epstein files. All you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. What does this mean? It means that the adrenochrome conspiracy is not a conspiracy and that Hollywood and some of the political elite are blood-drinking satanic pedophiles. First, let me explain what adrenochrome is. It's a chemical that is released in the bloodstream when adrenaline oxidizes. It's the body's response to extreme levels of fear, especially in children. Some people call it the fountain of youth. I remember when Mel Gibson said that this is the most valuable currency in Hollywood and they called him crazy. Now they're doing the same thing to Nicki Minaj. If we look back, they showed us adrenochrome in multiple movies. We were just not paying attention. Okay, so we know that many celebrities and politicians on the right and on the left are on tape doing unthinkable things to children, and that's how they're blackmailed to push a certain agenda, and that's why the US is controlled by a foreign country. But somehow, there are no arrests, and people are still watching the Grammys, watching their movies, buying their products, and voting to have these rats in office. And while we're talking about this, countries are still being invaded, resources are still being stolen, markets are still being manipulated, we're still being divided, and a digital prison is still under construction. Let's not lose our focus here, but it's also time to demand justice.
Hey, listen.
Important email from the Epstein files. All you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse a...
That's a weird kind of anti-Semite, because he's talking about the facts here. He's not talking about some bullshit. He is talking about email facts, which I can confirm were discussed inside of our house. And the anti-aging stuff, search for endless infinity. This was a big deal to the British Royals. This doesn't even go to year 2000. This goes actually to my 8th grade of the grammar school. This is 1986. I never believed that British royals would be drinking human blood. I don't really know what to think at this point in time. You may call it a conspiracy. You may disregard this stuff as a conspiracy. But what I spoke to you about on my blog, about a trauma, torture, bestiality performed, and even procedures that involved sort of like blood transfusion.
willing to, or rather
Bone-
is hesitant
bone-
to
about
sign up
not
as a
bone
donor,
marrow,
and
but
because they're
marrow
afraid. And I think the
donation.
question to ask is, what are we afraid of?
With people involved, people seeing me. And these are just people on the surface, because this stuff did not start now. It was British royals that enrolled me in some kind of special foreign program that would help me to stay in touch with the people from around the world during MK Ultra. And it just happened, so it was what they claimed was a medical experimentation. I started to believe that that medical experimentation had everything to do with this email here, and this directly pertaining to the Queen Elizabeth, to the British royals. I started to believe actually there's something more to it. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be normal because this is not fucking normal, and the government did not disclose this. And what was done to me was not normal. And I don't want to be normal anymore. They still refuse to confess about it. I don't want to be normal about it. I don't want to be normal about this stuff no more. I don't want to be normal about what you call conspiracy theories. I don't want to be normal about it. It's everything a conspiracy theory.
Fucking touching me.
אתה תוקף אותו.
Shimon, what are you doing here? Shimon?
I don't want to be normal.
Here to the Palestinian village of Ras Al Auja, invaded our activist compounds.
Oh, you don't want to make peace with us? So what do you want? You want war? What do you want? You want war or peace? What do you want? You want war or peace? Decide! Decide if you want war or peace!
Today we got pepper sprayed by an Israeli far-right TikToker by the name of Roy Star, who came here to the Palestinian village of Ras Al Auja, invaded our activist compounds.
אתה לא בזה, לא לגעת בי. לא לגעת בי.
You just physically assaulted several activists in this place. You invaded private territory and you physically assaulted several activists.
That's not a people of peace, right?
Oh, you're a person of peace? Get the fuck out of
I want
here.
to talk, I want to talk.
Get the fuck out of here, you terrorist fuck.
Tell me, are you a peaceful person? Are you here for peace? Are you here for peace?
Get the fuck out.
Or are you here for war? Because if you want war, you're gonna get war. פה יהודה. פה זה לא פאקינג פלסטין, פה זה יהודה. פה זה יהודה, לא פלסטין. I know your number, I know your family, I know where your cousin, your grandma, your father, your uncle, I know where everyone lives. And from this day on, anybody who harasses other people is gonna get harassed by himself. I'm starting a new project, which means harass the harasser. You understand?
Except that you, in my case, create a harasser, and except that in my case, you decide to present the issue for which you knew I would investigate directly to what you labeled me with during MK Ultra. So you basically are based on lies, terrorism, threats, violence, and that means schizophrenia. That means that what makes you Jews is a schizophrenia, mental illness. I get it. I understand your math. I know how it all works, how it's adding up together. You labeled me with a schizophrenia in 2012. You came with your Slovenian comrades, Slovenska policija. I'm gonna kick you in your balls right now. You might be still laughing, in the next moment you'll be fucking crying like a baby's. This shit is not a schizophrenia here. This is not a schizophrenia. 9 views, 10 views, 11 views. This is not a schizophrenia. You're not presenting yourself as a schizophrenic. You think the only time the person is a schizophrenic if he says this is not 12 views but 12 million views? Huh? Yudin, you want to answer this question? You watch this video here? I like it. You know why I like it? I like it because it gives me the ability to grab by the balls Slovenian Jews. Like, for instance, in this case here, directly next to the guy that you see, that piece of shit over there, also this guy here. This is the Novo Mesto police director that stepped down. This piece of shit here. This disgrace with the whole police station. Garbage. Disgrace. Shame. They can do nothing but take it every fucking day when I come and tell more about what this scum was all about, what they are all about. This fucking piece of shit that you see right here. This was the man who invited here only Jews. He invited Mark Zuckerberg. He invited a Google founder, the one that you see right there. His name is Sergey Mikhailovich Brin. This one came from Moscow all the way. This is the theories behind what to actually... I'm not saying that this is not true, what you see right there. I'm just saying that this shit is being outlined. This shit is being outlined to terrorize, to scare people away from seeing what is evident right out on a plain daylight, broad light. It's a psychiatry, it's a terrorism, it's a terror. And it's all over the United States of America, by the way. You see it. And you don't fucking see it.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching.
This fucking shit. Slovenian. He even also, Juršić also classified himself. They classified him as a Jew. He looks like a Jew. And so it must be that he is a Jew also. Was bringing to this location Jews, American Jews, as my witnesses, as my potential witnesses, to give me a lesson about being my witnesses. If you will not like the Jew, there will be no witnessing for you. Remember when I told you the next second you're going to be fucking crying, you motherfucker. That's exactly what you, Igor Juršić, Mark Zuckerberg, Sergey Mikhailovich were breaking me down on this location here. You might look stupid. The stuff maybe that I talk loud and whatever the fuck it is. But you're hell responsible for that. This is a death penalty for this shit. For that kind of shit, there is no way out. Actually, I definitely did not waste my time when doing this kind of stuff. I know what to use it for. You will be my witness if I would blah 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 blah. Huh?
No, it's a shit.
You would be my witness, huh? You would be, eh? You want to give me a lesson how to love Jews? I'm going to give you a lesson about what you see right now, right here.
לא יודע, יש פה איזה ערבים שגידרו פה את השטח, ועכשיו הם מקיפים אותי, צועקים עליי.
And now you're pushing us. You came here. Whoa, whoa, hey! Whoa!
אל תיגע בו.
אתה דוחף ילד?
למה אתה דוחף ילד?
From the child, you fucking pervert piece of shit. Yeah, you like flashing lights at children? Stop touching me! Hey! Stop touching me!
This is not a schizophrenia. This is not a schizophrenia. You're not a schizos. You're not a people made out of the schizo DNA. No?
Stop touching me! Stop touching me! Stop! Fuck!
Just another fucking conspiracy theory, right? Like one of those from the Soviet Union times when the Soviets made an agreement with the CIA. Like, my kind, right? You get to fucking kill people right out on a broad daylight. Eh? Without any consequences, because they ain't nobody you can go to. We're the United Nations all together. We are a majority. Anybody say something, we go and what we do is we blackmail, we extort, we damage, we destroy. No? It's not like this.
Touching me.
אתה תוקף אותו, פיזית, אתה תוקף אותו.
Stop fucking touching me.
אני נכנסתי לפה, כל האנרכיסטים פה.
This is a very good metaphor for the occupation because he invaded other people's land and then called a soldier to protect him from the people who actually live here. This is like how you build your entire fucking country.
אתם אסור לכם להיות פה.
You know what Israel is? Israel is a pure schizophrenia is what Israel is. You wanted the recognition for the Israel? Here, I am giving you the recognition for the Israel. Israel is a pure schizophrenia.
Just arrested, and we were kicked out of the Palestinian community by the Israeli army, by those jeeps that are standing over there. I'd like to note that that's an American-made Humvee truck, which is provided by the United States to Israel. So if you're a citizen of the United States, this is being done with your tax money. This began in the morning when the settlers invaded the Palestinian community with a flock of sheep, and then they called the army and said that a Palestinian threw a rock at them. Of course, no rocks were thrown, the Palestinian was nowhere near them, but that was enough evidence for the army to raid the community, detain all of us. They ransacked the houses, they took all of our stuff out of our backpacks, and then they declared the area a closed military zone, which in theory should mean that everybody who doesn't live in the area is supposed to leave. That means us and the settlers. But as you can see, there is a settler ATV still standing there. The settler is still there. The settler is allowed to remain. Closed military zones are used in order to clear a Palestinian community of presence of journalists, activists, and human rights advocates in order to prepare ground for settler invasions. So they arrested one of our activists and a Palestinian woman on no evidence. And yesterday here in Al-Khalayl, they did the exact same thing. They raided the houses, they arrested 4 foreign solidarity activists, 2 of them are now facing deportation hearings. But also, this use of closed military zones clearly shows that the Israeli state really doesn't like activists being present on the ground in the West Bank. And you can join as well. You can look up the International Solidarity Movement, the Unarmed Civilian Protection in Palestine, and there are many other organizations that you can Google and come join us.
This is also anti-Semite, the guy that you see here, right? That's anti-Semite.
So go and exchange your SIM cards and go tell your father and your mother and your cousins to change their address.
Because this is the way it is also in the United States of America. This is the way it already is in the United States of America. We don't want you in America anymore. You're a shame, you're a disgrace. Go wherever you came from. Oh, shit. And then the shit came after me. In my home, in my house in Slovenia, where they already made themselves also at home. Now, through the Slovenian police. And it will be and it shall be a big Judea, right? Bilo kuda, Juda svuda, huh?
Because from now on, your information is going to be out there. And everybody, all the country's going to harass you.
This guy's fucking normal. This guy's fucking normal.
Back. So get ready. Because you've never seen somebody like me until this day.
Oh, we've seen many.
And the next guy who's going to stand, the next guy, hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. You want gas? Don't touch me. If you touch me, I will spray. You understand?
And the guy over there is a schizophrenic. So the guy on the left is going to go inside of the psychiatric hospital, and the guy on the right is a normal guy. If I understand this properly. And everything is a conspiracy theory. Stuff that you prove, it's all the conspiracy. These are all the conspiracy theories. This is just, there is no link between Epstein and this thing here. Look, let me explain to you something. You're not gonna fucking say that there is no connection between Jeffrey Epstein and ANDRONOCHROME. There might not be between Epstein and ANDRONOCHROME when it comes to harvesting. But more likely it is not only between him, but also between the British royals and ANDRONOCHROME. Everything now is a conspiracy theory. Everything proven even is a conspiracy theory based on the new laws that we have going on. These are the laws. These are the laws. Now, this is the laws.
The fuck?
Don't touch me. Don't touch. Don't touch.
Dude,
don't touch me.
Don't touch.
Don't touch.
Get
Don't touch.
the fuck
Don't
back.
touch.
You're touching me.
No, you're
Get
standing in
the
my way.
fuck back.
You're standing in my way. You're gonna feel what it means to harass people. We're gonna start harassing you.
You're gonna start?
Yeah, I got all your fucking information. I got
that's
everything.
fine.
I'm gonna find all your family and everybody, and you're gonna have to replace your phone and your address. You're gonna see. Remember my face, motherfucker.
It's very forgettable, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to introduce yourself again.
I promise you, you're gonna call and you're gonna beg me to stop. You're gonna beg me. Oh, you don't want to make peace with us? So what do you want? You want war? What do you want? You want war or peace? What do you want? You want war or peace? Decide. Decide if you want war or peace.
Today we got pepper sprayed by an Israeli far-right TikToker by the name of Roy Starr, who came here to the Palestinian village of Ras al-Auja, invaded our activist compounds.
Both of these guys, by the way, were involved in MK Ultra, so in case that Israel is going to come with some, in a parenthesis, proofs, we don't want any kind of proofs that are not proofs here, in this place here. I don't want my case to be embedded and twisted in a Jewish, Israeli, Central Intelligence Agency, FBI, MI5, British London, 1-800 London cabal stuff. I just want the proofs. I just want the way it was. Because this here actually matters a lot. This stuff here matters a whole lot. It was nothing about that email before I started to write about this stuff and talk about the trauma. Not about the stress, but about the trauma instead. There was nothing, absolutely nothing about this kind of stuff anywhere on the internet about the Epstein, Jeffrey's email about... and I don't even read, by the way, Epstein. You can see from my internet service provider that I live in my own fucking world, doing my stuff based on the memories, because simply, obviously, that you do like conspiracy theories, don't you, motherfuckers? You're actually not so much against the conspiracy theories, and you're lying and stealing and falsificating and lying and stealing and falsificating absolutely everything. Aren't you? You're not so bothered with the conspiracy theories. You just want the truth to look like a conspiracy theory. And you want actually stuff that you do to look as legal. Something normal, something legitimate, even that is nowhere to be recognized through the U.S. Constitution or Bill of Rights, etc., right? But the Constitution, there is a space that allows you to change the Constitution anyways, right? And that's what we are in the process of it. Look. I would have to find you the people eventually. It was an article also on the Yahoo about these people that were involved in it. Said basically British royals aren't thinking about anything else than to extend their life. I mean, they are with the physicians all the fucking time. It's all about the hospitals and the breakthroughs and all kinds of treatments and all kinds of stuff that goes on with them. Oxygenations of the rooms and all kinds of stuff like this. Everything optimal, everything the best, everything completely out of this fucking world, basically. That's what they are all about. This is what this shit is all about. That's what's all about. I was going to make fun out of King Charles fishing salmon with snipers protecting one. I don't know how many miles around where he is fishing, and snipers all over the place. This happened that they brought me to him, and yeah, probably they wanted me to make fun of him because he was doing a salmon fishing with the snipers all around. I wouldn't make fun of it, but I'm going to make fun of the Prince William who told me inside of this home, demonstrated me, reminded me of where I was brought to see Charles do his salmon fishing, on how I will need snipers all around to protect me. What the fuck? How are these people, under what kind of credentials are these people normal people? What is exactly to classify these people as a normal people? He even said that if you will not do that, I'm gonna send you somebody to take care of you. Providing basically anything and more for the Slovenian police, for the Russian KGB here in Slovenia. I mean, they couldn't ask for more than that. I mean, you guys were just too fucking generous, which explains that they were extremely, extremely generous with you. I don't believe that this is a conspiracy theory. I believe that this is the reality. FBI investigated it. They had a good talk inside of our house. Christopher Wray is one of them. With Sergey Mikhailovich, after everything was done, he felt like a shit. This was not a one-time thing. This is the time that went on. And finally coming to me in the room as the last person to explain to me about, well, about what they labeled me with in 2012 after 40 years of MKUltra butchery. This was no fucking MKUltra. What you were doing with me was unprecedented crime. And I myself have no way to even know everything about the stuff you did to me, about everything that went on. You sure would not create for yourself a local police director if you had no reason to hide, if you had no reason to lie, if you had no reason to...
אתה נמצא בשטח פרטי, תצא ממנו.
אתה לא בזה, לא לגעת בי. לא לגעת בי.
You just physically assaulted several activists.
Today I'm gonna fuck you, Sergey Mikhailovich Brin.
לא, 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 לא. מעבר לבניין, כי זה שטח של מדינת ישראל.
خليه يسب كلب نقح ايش بدك تسوي ها
It was a Sergey Mikhailovich Brin, and it was Mark Zuckerberg, and it was a whole bunch of these Michael Dell Jews. And I want you to see me now. That suggested and insisted during MK Ultra, in fact, that as soon as this completion of extermination procedure of the Gaza finished, completed, done by the Israel, they alone will head to the Israel. These were the main engine, the main power behind the Israeli state on their way to create a greater Israel, for which they claim that one would not only extend on that Egyptian peninsula, but it would actually extend on the African continent all the way to I don't know where, and across the Syria, all the way to Iraq, through Iraq actually, even parts of Iraq. It's time to find another Google founder. It's time to find another Google. Not find, but fund. I don't think I am interested in becoming owner of the Google anymore. This is a shit stuff that goes on. Blog is completely free. The videos that I post on the internet, on the YouTube, not on the internet, but on the YouTube, is completely free of charge. They only come with a schizophrenic price tag of 1 view, 2 views. In 2012, thanks to this stuff, the Slovenian state threw me into the psychiatric hospital. They also come with the censorship, because if your video has 10,000 more views, as was the case with one of the videos that I launched on the internet, on the YouTube in 2010, what they'll actually do to you is your video will disappear, because the Google algorithm couldn't even stop you. Actually, I should say stop people from seeing you. But it's mainly a Google algorithm that selects what video is going to appear to you on the, and so on. So, Israel is, I recognize Israel as a schizophrenia, as a 100% schizophrenia. Zuckerberg, Sergey Mikhailovich Brin, and all these founders, from Larry Page to Michael Dell to all these billionaires, super billionaires, wealthy Jews, claimed during MK Ultra ongoingly. It wasn't one time, it was all the fucking way. The British royals teach them that. They express concerns, stress. They don't want to be no fucking United States of America. As soon as it gets done, we want to go. We want to go to our homeland. We want to go. We're going to go out of there. Yeah, well, you know, we say this because of him, because of people like him. They pointed at me, motherfuckers. You told me you handle one by one that you handle. And here in this case you invested so much money and you didn't handle fucking shit. Look, the way you came out for the whole world to see about the stuff that went on. So everybody can make a judgment who the fuck is insane here, who the fuck is crazy here, and who the schizophrenic is. You, scum, if you could, you would truly implant a robotic brain to us, so that we could walk around and, you know, with a click of the button, which you already organized life in the United States of America anyways, you could do with us whichever way pleases you. It's hard to believe that the Western society as whole have landed on such a low level, like I see a bunch of non-Jews, billionaires, wealthy people, just running basically into the matrimonies, marriages with the Jews. It's hard to believe this shit. It's hard to believe that you have so little self-esteem, that you have so little, your conscience basically, it's so that you are so hollow, that you are so, I mean, when I look at you, you're like a fucking air. I mean, you're like, what the fuck do you represent in this world? I mean, you try to be a prime example for your own people to throw themselves over the cliff like a fucking herd of buffaloes or something like that. Fucking disgusting, motherfuckers. Disgusting. Disgusting. I had to listen since I became American citizen in 2000. I had to listen for 20 years. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing we can do for you. They're Americans. They're trying to make me feel, well, you're an alien. You're just sediment, basically. An error. Who needs to go home? Shalala, basically. You have 2 American citizenship. You have, no, 2 American citizenships. You have 2 citizenships. This was a big deal. You have 2 citizenships. Which that's bad to have 2 citizenships. It's actually good. Because you can be Israeli and you can be American citizen. But if you are Israeli citizen, you're not going to give your citizenship away. Unless I will give my citizenship away, right? There's something wrong with me for having 2 citizenship. There's something wrong with people that have 2 citizenships. There's something wrong with these people. Why do they have 2 citizenships? There's actually a beautiful post that I posted here about this brainwash, the way they get, the way they glue themselves into me about, I don't know if I'm gonna, I have to find this one, and I want you to read this over, completely understand how they brainwash people, even on giving up their citizenship. I never was proud about the Slovenian citizenship. Slovenian citizenship was a Slovenian shit. It was a shit from beginning to the end. I never was proud about this one, but, now, that I would have to give my citizenship away so that Jews would give their citizenship? Really? Why the fuck would I do that? So you can do easier with me? You can done away with me even easier? You can send me into a darkness even easier? Make me disappear even easier then? To honor you, basically? To give my rights away like this, just like that? I wouldn't give one away even today if it was a new law that came out and would require for people to give away dual citizenships. I would sue you the fuck out of you. Do you know why? Because when I got American citizenship in 2000, naturalized citizenship, I didn't sign any fucking paper that stuff is subject to some kind of change, manipulation in the future, that it might change the status. Yes, of course, if you want to give this kind of law, then you have to, in the moment that people give their oath, then you have to give them a piece of paper that they have to sign, so that they understand that when you, or that it's possible that in the future, as a result of your American citizenship, you might be required to give away your second, whatever country you're from, citizenship. The Jews should not give me a fucking ultimatum about my rights, about my existence, a fucking lesson in my country where I'm coming from through the Central Intelligence Agency, with assistance of CIA and FBI, on how to view extermination procedure in Gaza against the Gazan people, scum. You got a wrong person all the way. You got totally wrong person. This is a Lolik Bolik is his name. Loser. He was born to be a loser. You bet on a wrong person. You bet on a wrong person. That I'm gonna say to you. You bet on a wrong person. You bet on a totally wrong person. I was the first person in America who stood up against you. I was the first person in America who exposed you. I worked differently. I exposed you with the proofs, with the evidence. The amount of proofs, amount of criminal evidence that you committed, crimes that you committed against me, is so fucking overwhelming that if that stuff comes out, they'll make you fucking disappear. If it comes out about who you Jews are, collectively as, in the United States of America and in the Israel, you're gonna fucking see hell. You're gonna see fucking hell. This will make you proud. This will make you, this will complete you. This here. How many did you kill today? How many children did you kill today? This is not copy-paste or something like that. You get to see it in a fucking real time. This shit is like the video that you watched. That anti-Semite who was over there in that camp with the Palestinian refugees. He wasn't really fucking wrong about it. He's just fucking anti-Semite. That's all there is. He's a fucking conspiracy theorist. Who is closer to a schizophrenia? You Jews or myself? And people who continue to expose you. Who is closer to a schizophrenia? What is it that makes you, if not a schizophrenia? And you actually believe that I will depend on you, that I'm going to bend down in front of the great Judah, in front of the great God, Jew king, over there in the White House that you have, huh? In front of the Kushners. You're wrong about. Fuck your American citizenship. Fuck you as a country, as a people. They're gonna wash disgrace off your shoulders. That's all there is to it. You're gonna build Americanism with what you see right there. But the world, you see the world? The world knows you every fucking day better and better about who you are. And that means that your numbers are going down. Money, money. Your Jews won't be able to help you. Yeah, the FBI directors, they all claim all this Bush was crazy about. We couldn't do, Bill Clinton couldn't do without the Jews. Thanks to the Jews, Jews is everything. Jews, Jews this, Jews, it's all Jews. Without the Jews, where the hell would we be? Without the Jews and so on. I supported you. I supported you. I supported you all the way. I tried to work out with you, but the thing about you is the same thing like this guy here says. You don't know other than what he says. You don't know different than what he says. This is who you are. And those that make deal with you go to the hell with you. With that deal that silent schizophrenic deal that you try to make with me. I'm man of the reality. You are people of the schizophrenia. You are a kings of the schizophrenia. And schizophrenia is a powerful weapon till people get to know you. When people get to know you, then your Satan is not going to be able to help you on your way to hell. Your king will be gone with you. I love my blog. I love my blog. I simply love my blog. If it ever happens anything that I have nothing to read, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over everything I was writing on my blog, and it's a Bible for me. It's a Bible to live by. Literally. George Bush is going to have to confess about my citizenship. George Bush is going to have to confess about my citizenship. Citizenship that I got in 2000, George Bush personally demanded from me to give up on my American naturalized citizenship status. He is going to have to confess about that. I was going to make copies of the documents for the Slovenian passport. Started a truck driving because they wouldn't allow me to become a police officer. Try to collect as much money as I can and get the fuck out of the country where all I could do basically is, I guess, little by little, as my education, everything was thrown away, losing credentials basically. This is how they claimed a job instability for refuse me police officer employment. And what they do, they destroy you completely. They go little by little, and they were just making their own case. It was the country there was nothing to do left anymore there to do. And I had this American disgrace. Don't be fooled by European anti-corruption, because it's shit. Complete. Oh yeah, hugger. That's a hugger. Hugger. Hogger. Not hogger, but hugger. this is actually very Jewish, and he was proud about being Jewish. It looks like the wind now changed. It's now going in a different direction. But back in the day, this man, this grandpa, was one proud Jewish grandpa. This man right there. That's why I call him a Jew. That's why I started to call him a Jew. But this is more than Jew. This is a Judah, literally, who in 2003, 2002 started to demand from me to give up on the Slovenian citizenship in complete agreement with Vladimir Putin, Milan Kučan, and Robert Golob, with whom he was meeting here inside of our house. In order to help me, he was giving me ultimatums. First, what they were doing is, it was the British Royals. They started the operation of depriving me of the Slovenian citizenship, as they knew they're going to do something filthy. And on my way back to Slovenia, it could be very difficult for me. Well, I should say out of the United States of America, the road out of the United States of America, which they enforce, it could be very difficult for me. And instead of that, in 2003, what I did was, 2004, I started to apply for the Slovenian passport and started to fix myself documents. And this man went completely insane. Because I would not give up my Slovenian citizenship. In Slovenia, they had me at the Matična enota, Novo Mesto. That's basically administration, where you can submit, just as I did afterwards, cancellation of the Slovenian citizenship. They wanted me to cancel the Slovenian citizenship. It was part of MK Ultra procedure, brainwash. It's just I didn't want to cancel Slovenian citizenship under the George Bush's agreement regulation. I wanted to do it differently, under my terms in Slovenia. He was trying to make a hell of an easy job for Robert Golob, for Milan Kučan. Interesting, when I came back from United States of America, the first words of my mother to me, and I wrote that many times on the blog. Actually, before I even had this blog, on another blog, it's a free world between heaven and hell, something like that, whatever that blog was. They deleted one from RTV Slovenia, anyhow. Yeah, I could publish that back, but this is way better. The first thing that came out of my mother when I returned back to Slovenia, I was waiting her to come from Croatia with my sister, where they were on the sea. Outside, locked outside. And father came from hunting, and he opened the door, he unlocked the door, and I went upstairs, and then mother came that same afternoon. She said, "You are an American agent. You're a CIA agent. You are a spy." Not CIA agent, but you are a spy. And this also was part of MK Ultra. Mother didn't just say out of nowhere. It was this piece of shit here who told me, together with Andrej Štefanić, Igor Juršić, that I am a nobody, that I am just a spy. And I'm going to be given one last chance to give up on American citizenship, which I'm most likely not going to do it, and therefore they won't be able to do anything for me, as I would try to stay here in Slovenia. This was a big deal. All this shit was a big fucking deal. They got me out of the United States of America through forced unemployment. And on this side of the ocean, from where I practically escaped, this shit waited me. literally through the mouth of my mother in 2006, in August of 2006, upon return from United States of America for the first time in 11 and a half years. Those are her words. It wasn't about hug or anything like this, and how are you, and this and that and so on, but just the cold words that reminded of MK Ultra brainwash that took place just not even a month earlier or 14 days earlier. They repeated that stuff, that I have to give up on American citizenship. Little by little, you're getting the real idea, the fact about the whole picture about United States of America. That's why I call this guy a Jew. This isn't a Jew only, this is Judah. It looks like the Jewish grandpa is no longer so proud about being Jew, which is kind of funny, actually. They can't wait because they can't take it anymore, United States of America. That was a part of the brainwash. And that's how the Jews, the billionaires, the Kushners justified expulsion out of United States of America. That's how United States of America justified the whole thing. That's how we did it. It's basically either it's us or it's him. And the Jews, the Aryan Jews, love nothing more than that. It appears they didn't have a choice, right? Right, Jew? Come on, Bushko, you're gonna fucking explain all about the stuff I'm talking about. I'm making sense. Am I not fucking making sense? What is it? Is it schizophrenia, or is the reality the truth? What is it closer to, the stuff that I spoke to you about? You little fuck. 9/11 piece of shit terrorist. This video, I don't understand what the fuck is this here. This is 6 years ago they released this shit. This is the video that goes back 20 years. This music here, they're coming to take me away. Aha, ho, ho, ha, 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 ha. This was a big deal. This was a big thing, this stuff here. This was the wow thing. And it was related to the Scandinavia. And it's the first time this shit, I reported on this shit, is when I was in Norway. They loved this stuff. This was like in 2010. They loved this stuff. This was the thing. This was the super thing. This was the wow thing. You should see them, how obsessed they were with this song here. They harassed with this shit, with this song since 2000. Guaranteed me they're gonna come and take you away, and so on. Oh, they did the same shit with ABBA team, Super Trooper Lights, that kind of stuff. They were misinterpreting every song, but this was one of those main songs, one of those main anthems for the psychiatrists. Psychiatrists prided themselves with the psychiatric violence, with ability to go, come and take you away. And when you are nobody, when you have nothing that you could prove your case, boy, are they taken away. Boy, if you knew how obsessed, this is about Jeffrey Epstein in respect to ANDRONOCHROME, the email here that you read about. The email that you actually read, you get to see about what these people were up to. I hope I did not screw it up. Oh, it's here. There you go. It's a wonderful video. It's a really good stuff.
Important email from the Epstein files.
This
All
is really important
you need is a blood.
This is really important stuff. But I assure you, I guarantee you, I could put up with absolutely anything. But there's one thing, the way they were doing with me. This kind of stuff, through the forced unemployment and, singing you, this kind of stuff. This is fucking horror. You don't know what the fuck it is to be stalked by the people, how it was in Norway and in Sweden and in Germany for me. When I applied for political asylum, when I started to apply for political asylums, how the fuck was it? What the hell that feel like? When I was stalked around by the herds of these people that were involved in Germany and in Sweden and in Norway and especially in the United States of America, they were reminding me of how the psychiatrist is going to come and take you away at just about any time. And then you basically land in the land of the psychiatry here in Slovenia. Schwarzenegger was bringing me into the psychiatric hospitals in California way before he became even governor. They were bringing me into the psychiatric hospital in the United States of America since sometimes in 1980. I was practically a child when they were bringing me into the psychiatric asylums. No, earlier than that, across the United States of America. And now you're in a situation that they are basically rounding you up, and that's it. That's what's going to be. It was the same shit in Britain and Australia and these most democratic countries. You know, no wonder when I contacted international psychiatric and all kinds of psychiatric organizations to alert them about this shit, that they just didn't want to write back. Somehow it did not work. The emails that I sent with evidence, with the stuff, it just went one way. The only thing that returned back was psychiatrists from those organizations directly became involved in MK Ultra, and they started to take advantage of it in exactly identical way as, well, basically the way they coordinated with the Serbs, with the Slovenes, with the Russians.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh.
This was Daniel Andersson from Sweden. That he played me that song when I was in Sweden, when I was actually in Norway, where I came to file for political asylum. And there was just this hostel packed with the people involved in this psychiatric terrorism. It was just terrorist next to terrorist. And they were so thrilled, so excited, so wanting to drive me insane, hoo-hoo, ha-ha, teaching me to jump from the bridge down, to throw myself through the bridge down in Norway, in Sweden. My mind goes blank when I just think about how far this shit have gone with my being so silent about you, scum. Tatjana Prokš's psychiatrist, the Serbian-Slovenian psychiatrist here from Novo Mesto, was writing on the psychiatric reports when I was visiting her with a mom. Hoo-hoo, ha-ha. The police, local garbage, was making a fun. He comes with a mom, he comes with a mom. That was the psychiatrist Peter Kapš. He was laughing about, he comes with a mom. Gospod prihaja z mamo. Štefanić, Juršić, Zajšek, Božičnik, they were all laughing in my face about, he comes with a mom, he comes with a mom, and he's going to be again with a psychiatrist, Kapš, visiting this house. Here, they barricaded themselves in this house. And he comes again with a mom, la la, la la, la la, la la. Well, well, well. They come to take me away. Ha 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 ha.
You laughed and laughed and then you left, but now you know I'm utterly mad. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha.
To a happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away.
I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. Well, you just wait, they'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mangy mutt. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha,
To a funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean.
Psychiatrist Tatiana Proksha was writing on the reports that I have, she referred to that as cherne misli. Cherne misli, this is black thoughts. That indicates suicidal. Never indicated to anybody anything suicidal. It indicates that I see a nightmares. So there is another expression, Slovenian expression for MK Ultra. Črne sanje. They're coming to take you away. Ha ha hoo hoo. Who is coming to take away whom? Today's come. You guaranteed me it's going to be me I'm going to be taken away, but I am pretty certain that it's just a matter of time when they're going to come to pick you. Take you away. The son-in-law from George Bush, his name is Chase. Again, what his name is? Let me see this here. He had a special meaning. George Bush had a special meaning. Hugger. Mr. Hugger Chase. Chase Hugger. Henry Chase Hugger. Hoo-hoo, ha-ha, hoo-hoo, ha-ha. Črne misli, the black thoughts. So they gave me this American Jewish card, credit card. I applied for, I qualified for $5,000 in credit. Holy shit, I never had a credit card in my life. But then I decided it would be good to have a credit card and establish the credit for it. Because even if you had a cash, they wouldn't sell you a fucking house without established credit score. Hoo-hoo, ha-ha, hoo-hoo, ha-ha, hoo-hoo. And so I applied for that one to increase the credit score. And I started to buy little shit. Never would have a credit card in my lifetime if you do whatever the fuck you do with me. Do you know what happened? Hoo-hoo, ha-ha, completely cut me from employment, completely cut me from the job, anything. I wasted all my savings from United States of America, and this pertains to the Epstein file. This pertains exactly to British Royale logic. The Epstein guy told me, Jeffrey Epstein told me, I'm the one who fucks you. Ooh, ha-ha, hoo-hoo, ha-ha, many tried and many failed, ha-ha, hoo-hoo. And the way they fuck that is by having you taking, you being video recorded next to them when FBI was taking photos for them. And they were doing that kind of stuff because it was some really shitty stuff they were involved in. And so they were going to use me to refuse to refute and completely disperse entire Epstein case, which they released. They believe they're going to modify one. The Epstein case, the Epstein file, the way they release one, there is a lot of truth in it, and there is a stuff where they had me literally next to them, using me, even obtaining statements from me, when never they were posing for the camera. Opposing from me, opposing to the views they were expressing. Actually, they being accused of. Therefore, basically, Prince Andrew, Prince Charles, Queen Elizabeth, everybody involved in this, royals, they even threw the people on the picture, they had nothing to do with it. Princess Merit of Norway was asking me if I would really need her to be on this file of this Epstein before her taking picture of her and throwing her on an Epstein file. They were doing that kind of stuff because the goal of this FBI release of these documents is to completely destroy, terminate everything that was basically released by the FBI, basically to make another conspiracy. And Jews, you have to admit, are the best at it. Except that it's not so easy to get around me. That's really not such an easy thing. I'm not such an easy breakfast. Made a beautiful video about that one yesterday. Basically make the whole thing look like a joke. So, Chase, Mr. Chase, the son-in-law from George Bush, Chase a hugger. That was such a nice guy, really, like a Kushner. When they were putting their Jews on a table of their princesses' husbands, those were always such a gentleman and so nice, you know. Those are supposedly those are to be my main witnesses. This is a whole fucking circus they created. They completely tried to distort the picture. And everything, if not, then nothing. If not, then nothing. This is all the time the phrase that they repeat. And they all the time doubt. They all the time make you crave, you know, for basically want you to ask, you know, how the fuck are you going to end this shit? How is this going to come to an end? Yesterday I wrote about Zelensky, about the Ukrainians and about the Zelensky. That son of a bitch was meeting Putin here since 1996 on a frequent basis. He was meeting with a Putin on this property here. And crazy shit about Zelensky is that they tortured me all the way to 2020. And the crazy shit about this stuff is that, talking about Ukrainians, Americans, British, Germans, they depicted themselves to Ukrainians as somebody through whom I am available. They took possession, you know. Possession of me, basically this is the way it is. They made me look like a zero. And equally they made Ukrainians make me look like a zero. Just the stuff that I described on the blog. Why you shouldn't keep Ukrainians as immigrants in your country. Why you should kick them out. It was 25 years at least that I participated in this. I'm not going to say brainwash. It was negotiations, brokerage, torture throughout Ukraine, where the Ukrainian police and the Russian FSB, both of them were evaluating the people throughout the Ukraine, who belongs to whom. I'm pretty sure that both of them evaluated. It wasn't only for Ukrainians. And all these years, I was barely holding myself together in one fucking piece. I was asking these people, I felt useless. When the fuck am I going to be able to tell about the stuff that the Russians were doing with me during the Soviet Union in Ukraine, and that the Russians were doing with me in right on the other side of the Crimea, and the Russians were doing with me on Crimea, and the Russians were doing with me in certain parts of Ukraine, throughout Ukraine. When the fuck would I be able to tell this story, this great story, And it's interesting because it never was my turn. It was my fucking 25 fucking years, never was my fucking turn. And this in front of Zelensky. And finally I asked Zelensky, he was like sometimes in 2018 or something. I said, listen, I said, man, when the fuck am I gonna, then 2020 must have been because this is where he ended. But it went on in 2018 and 2019 and 2020, the same shit inside of our house. When the fuck am I going to be able to shit that went on for 25 years with Zelensky? When am I going to be able, what about me basically? When am I going to be able to tell this? Zelensky just keep negotiating how it's going to be with Americans, what this, what that, and so on and so forth, how about this and so on. Zelensky, you know what Zelensky said to me? Never. I said, what the fuck, what do you mean never? Why the fuck am I hearing all this stuff? He was laughing in 2020 in my face. I was asking him before, he just wouldn't answer me, but in 2020 he said never, never, and he just stand up and he went, never, 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 never. That's why I said, don't keep Ukrainians as your immigrants wherever the fuck you are, because it's like a bacteria, a virus, something that is spreading under the name Ukrainian, but tomorrow will, sure enough, even Ukrainians told me, whenever they were around the world, that they were coming here to Slovenia, actually explaining me on, like, acting like, you know, do you want us to kill one another in front of the foreigners, in front of the strangers? Give an impression like I'm a troublemaker, like I'm somebody who is out there making a trouble, that I just want to make them a trouble. Like that I demand them to behave differently in Slovenia, where they became immigrants. These people all coming here before the war. They all plan on coming here during the war. The same shit was in Poland with numerous that I met over there in lodge already as a workers and so on. Made me feel like they try to accent me that I make them look in front of the foreigners as somebody that is in a search for war with the Russians, in that sense, which of course it makes sense. That makes sense. What it doesn't make sense, however, is when you have Ukrainian coming to your country and say that he's a refugee and he's trying to make himself look good in front of you by pretending like that he doesn't know why the fuck, you know, there is war and this is just the politicians, it's just the politicians, it's not us and this and that. And you struggling for them and basically make you look like a fucking piece of shit in your country for fighting for Ukraine. That's the fucked up reality about the Ukrainians, Zelensky, and etc., etc., etc. They work with both sides, with Russians and with the West. And tomorrow, as they're gonna stay with Russian immigrants, they're gonna interact in front of you. Ukrainians are gonna try to make it look like it's all normal. They are friends with everybody because your German system, your American system, your British system keeps brainwashing people on how we all have to work together and be friends. And so, why to call them Ukrainians and rather not Russians? I don't understand that, because these people are going to turn around tomorrow and they will clarify themselves as Russians. The war is raging across Ukraine. Ukrainian people are losing their homes. These people don't give a fuck. They're loading their luggage with the money here, steal jobs from the people. And once the war is going to be finished in Ukraine, make no mistake, they will go back. They no longer will be refugees. They will be buying houses, homes, on the Russian and the Ukrainian sites for, like this, like we say, bagatella for free. Pennies on dollars. This is the way this stuff is. I don't want to go, and I don't want to talk about this stuff. I want to go back to Tatiana Prokshel, Cherna Sanya, black, Cherna Sanya, but black, like black scenarios, you know. Oh, I don't know how she said. She said Cherna, Chase. His name is Chase, like your credit card from Chase. The one that you took $5,000 in credit in loan so that you pay for the hostels, food in Sweden, Norway, etc., etc., etc. I did. This is how bad this stuff was. Search for the job, and I tried to survive using literally a credit card to pay for the bills. If you ever turn again the Jews.
White coats and they're coming to take me away.
Hoo-hoo! Ha-ha! Hoo-hoo! Ha-ha! Hoo-hoo! I had a director of the Chase Bank here. They were coming here in this house, and they threatened, even claimed they have title of this house. This isn't good enough proof for you about what the fuck goes on here in this place? No, they wouldn't give you a job. They wouldn't allow you to collect the money from employment office. The British royals love to make themselves big. They want to look, they love to make themselves look like they built this house. They love to make themselves look like you fucking own them everything, including the Epstein file. But in the reality, behind it all, it's a hardcore extermination procedure, the most disgusting one in the history of the world. You motherfuckers. You thought we're not going to be discussing the Chase Bank? The credit, the loan, the so-called loan that you gave me for $5,000, you fucking Jews? You fucking bunch of filthy fucking Jews? You think I'm going to go out of this world without not discussing the issues pertaining to your fucking Jew money? You're wrong. You're mistaken. That's exactly what I want to discuss. Everything I did is so that I can discuss the $5,000, including all the money from your fucking Jew blogger and YouTube and everything that you fucking stole and ripped away from me, so that you could say it's a free blog, it's a free hosting site, everything is free, everything is for fucking free. They're coming to take me away, yes? Really?
To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats.
Yeah, this was the song in Norway and in Sweden.
When you ran away, and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because
Daniel
I go
Anderson.
berserk. Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha! You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh. You laughed and laughed, and then you left. But now you know I'm utterly mad. And They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their...
Something I did not trust it yet. The China White Club. It was China White Club. The China White Club, this nightclub, promoting 9/11 in a nightclub, China White Nightclub, told me, Prince Andrew told me, the only thing I can do is I can do this, and we're going to do this at the China White. So when I had to portray China is pro-white, China is pro-white, China is a supporter of what you see here. This was the last thing that Prince Andrew did for me. I don't think it's going to take long for Prince Andrew to go in the cage together with his brother Charles, who not only knew about all that stuff. Andrew is going to explain all about the China White Club. White. About the China White Club, the only thing I can say to you is I was brought to the dam of the Great Lakes, and there is an electric barrier which separates the river system down south from a great Michigan lake.
In the mid-20th century, across the United States, wastewater plants and other ponds started to import a few species of fish, mainly bighead carp and silver carp. Those are fish that are particularly good at consuming algae blooms and other pests. And as with many things from the mid-20th century, what was meant to be a quick and easy solution turned into an ecological nightmare, because of course the carp escaped into the wild during floods. Of course they out-consumed and out-competed all the local species. And of course they have no natural predators. So in parts of the Mississippi,
this is a Asian, a Chinese carp,
and Illinois rivers, like here in Peoria, those carp make up 95% of the entire fish biomass. The ecosystem that was here has basically been destroyed and replaced by carp. They can weigh more than 30 kilos and they are easily startled. They will jump out of the water at the... The Great Lakes of North America have a $7 billion fishing industry and a $16 billion recreational boating industry. If those carp reach the lakes, it would be another ecological disaster. And the lakes are connected to the Illinois River and the carp in one place, the canals of Chicago. This here is the choke point, the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal. The fish would have to come through here, which is why this water is electrified. The US Army Corps of Engineers have put a giant electric fence underwater.
We have chosen this point very strategically so that there's no way for invasive carp to get around this one particular point and get past the barrier into the Great Lakes. This is also a man-made canal, so it's very standard shape, and we have the electric ball.
Do you know what the Prince Charles labeled me? He also was a visitor. This was a place where psychiatrist Peter Kapsch, Robert Golop would visit this place. They were excited about this stuff here also, electrified, this kind of stuff. They were excited about electrified. You know what I mean. I talked about electroshocks and stuff. Electrified. They were just through a regular science, a regular whatever they found out there, associating those with stuff that was done to me, stuff that has been done to me. Thrown out of the psychiatric hospital. This guy was not the first time over there. He already came before. And brought to this place at one point. And they had King Charles. I don't know what the fuck they did with him. It was Prince Charles back then. And he became extremely concerned about this Asian carp and these gates and the Great Lakes. That's basically Lake Michigan, through the Lake Michigan, if they would get inside of that water system, that pool of water, that giant pool of water, this most beautiful lakes in the world. without a doubt. And you know what he said to me? He said to me, then I'm going to click this thing here again. Funny that Charlie and Andrew claim they're going to come to get me away. But somehow I have a completely different feeling. He claimed to me that I am that gate. Yeah, that I am that gate. I am just that gate. He said, don't open that gate. Obviously, the gate that entire Asia is going to come to the United States of America and flood America and Britain and Western Europe. I am the fucking gate. Why? Because of the ladies, because of the Asian ladies and that kind of stuff. So, this is the way, this I'm going to give you back for your fucking Chinatown, white Chinatown. So the white Chinatown, you're going to have the fucking white Chinatown now. That's your fucking white Chinatown. Now, let me give you this song that you love so much. So, that's all I wanted to say for this video. I am shocked. In every video that I will be discussing, I'm going to be talking like this. I'm going to be spitting proofs about the stuff that went on during MK Ultra. In every fucking video, I'm going to give you shit reminders that those of you that were involved in it, you will go to the lie detector test. I know you, unless you know how to cheat one, as a matter of fact, unless you have a lie detector test that allows you to cheat, because it's also these machines that are manipulated in doing other stuff. Unless you have something like this in your mind, unless you have something inside of your head or whatever, whichever way that will be, you ain't never gonna pass any of that fucking lie detector shit test. The files that you have that you have hidden, not the files, but the audio recordings and the videos that you have, those videos talk shit about you all the fucking way. All the fucking way. You know what those videos and audios they say for you? That you are a fucking piece of fucking shit. It's amazing the tolerance that American people, the Western people have for the fucking shit to be out there on a broad fucking daylight, completely untouchable when other people go inside of the prison for a fucking mouse shit, for doing practically for nothing, killing people as a babies basically. You're worse than they drink blood from the babies. You're fucking worse. You're fucking worse. And I have to yet think about this stuff. I yet have to think about this stuff. I yet have to think about this stuff. Queen Elizabeth did drink red wine too. I don't know. I don't know anymore about this shit. What you refer to as a conspiracy theories are de facto true, and with case of my own, the way you try to twist this to look like, you know, the whole thing like a joke basically is really so psychiatrically, and through the FBI that you use, you're so good at twisting the truth, if not capable to escape with it, at least to twist one in a funny way enough to you know, to soften the impact of the shit that's coming out. Everything is gonna fucking come out. I have people fucking asking me questions, I'll fucking write those questions down, whatever the fuck is gonna be, and we'll be answering people this question. It'll take time and fucking answer the questions to the people. I don't want to say something that is not, because it's all documented. They know when it's all documented, they know what the fuck that means. So, you want to talk about the schizophrenia, look at yourself in the mirror. You definitely chose the wrong person. You definitely chose the wrong person to fuck with. So much terror, so much shit that was done, and exactly zero, not zero, but what none of you could prove as a proof, something like I did. Zero schizophrenia inside of me, idiots. None of you could walk out of this without being a schizophrenic, that's for sure. And none of you could walk out of this the way I did, by basically pointing out the whole thing. None of you. Yeah. Cherne misli. Cherne misli, cherny mosh, cherne misli, black thoughts. He's got the black thoughts. He's coming on the mama. He's got the black thoughts. Cherne misli. What day it is? February the 9th, 2026. He doesn't know what day it is. Why? He took 3 seconds too many. No, she did not write that down. He's sluggish, retarded. Yeah, they say, you don't know what you had until you lose. The thing about you, scum, is that you knew exactly what you had. And because I was so loyal to you, you were not even afraid that you would lose. You are the fucking scum of the scum. Yo, do you understand what I said right now? They say, this is what they brainwash people in America, you don't know what you have until you lose. But for you, scum, yeah, you told me that I don't know how to appreciate things, and at the same time you were destroying my watches and doing stuff. You were destroying absolutely everything. And you claimed all along, talking also about Prince Charles and Andrew, and for the Robert Golop I wouldn't go into it, because that was for the police, local police, that claimed you don't know how to sort out things. They were destroying absolutely everything, and they still demanded damaged things for you to go and sort it out them and so on. It's not like this. It's that you scum knew exactly what you had. And this is this principle I was talking to you about, that if it was up to me, I would fucking purge you motherfuckers, all of you. Every fucking one of you. For me, you are a fucking waste. A fucking human waste is what you are. I don't know who the fuck is safe from you. Are the people that work in MI5, they're safe from you? Are the people, the police officer that out there on the street, the judges, who the fuck is safe from you, motherfuckers? Who is safe from you? Who is safe in the fucking zoo that you created? Who is safe? You spin the coin, and you spin the coin in such a way that that coin destroys only the people that are somehow untouchable, basically. And even that stuff is questionable. It's totally questionable. You are, the way I see you, are like a dictators, and nobody's untouchable. People just have to do whatever the fuck, even the billionaires, whatever they have to do. That's why they're billionaires. And as soon as they don't do it, they disappear. Whatever the hell you do with them. Who the fuck is safe from you at all, motherfuckers? Who is safe from you, you tell me? Your principles is not like the principles that you teach general society. You don't know what you had until you lose it. Until you lose. Your principle is different. This is what you do with a human fate. You know exactly what you have. And when you know that you have something that is not loyal but fanatical about supporting you, what you do with it is you're not afraid to lose that stuff. You make it lose that thing. Exactly, but really exactly because you know what you have. And you know you do this because of the good that is in that thing, not because of the bad. You are fucking scum, not in that thing, but bad in you, good in that thing. You are scum, unprecedented scum. My conscience, as I do these videos, is so fucking clear that, like I said, I would fucking purge you if I only could. I would put you in front of fire squad and have you fucking rattled with the bullets like cut the fucking grass. You know, and I would feel good if that would happen, because you're pure evil. There is nothing but pure evil about you. That's all the fuck I gotta say. And for the rest of it, for all the sheeple people that you have out there, your mainstream media that they constantly brainwash them, you know. I don't give a shit what you have to say. I keep doing my job, basically. I hope they fucking sentence you scum to death. really, but in such a way so that people will fucking see, like it was the case with the Romanovs. Really, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like anything about you. You even put me on the picture of the killers of the Romanov. Yeah. How many times did you, Andrew, refer to me, or you, Charles? Not directly. You never said you are the one who killed, but you dare to question. We have to see who you are. This case talks so much about who you are, what you are, that I just hope the people of this world and your governments are going to make the right decision and get fucking rid of you, scum. Rid of you! With also these employees that I demonstrated about this electric barrier, including the journalists, employees, and Slovenian police, Golop, that kind of stuff. That was on occasion when I told you that Charles told me that I am that barrier that separates those Great Lakes and that Asian carp invasion. That you, by any chance, are gonna fucking think about something. When that crime took place, I had some Asian people also coming on the picture to talk to me about it. So that stuff was also video recorded, because those Asians, they told me, I have no idea who they were. Were they Taiwanese or they were Chinese? I have no idea who they were. They were Asians, either Chinese or Taiwanese, based on what I have seen, who suggested me that something very angry in my face. It was a big fight with the psychiatrist cops, with police, Slovenian police, and talked to me about this stuff. That it told me nothing till you tell this about this electric barrier. Nothing till you tell this. So I don't know whom exactly did Prince Charles, your King Charles, provided with proofs back then. Was it a Taiwan, or was it's an Asian carp, right? Is it Chinese? No, these are not Japanese. They were from that area, somewhere from that area, right? Somehow. That shit too was after the talk with the Prince Charles, with your King Charles now on a Michigan. Had a snipers making sure that he's okay. On miles around on the radios that he's doing fine in his fine egg, twisted good, wrap in his ball of safety.
Worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha! You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh. You laughed and laughed, and then you left. But now you know I'm utterly mad. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. Ha? Well, you just wait, they'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mangy mutt. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to a funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, to the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see...
Yeah, he sweet talked that he would borrow me his place, that I could go and fish over there at his place all the fucking time. That would have been so wonderful. The picture was something like the one that you see right there. I have chosen one when they delivered me to him, that he would give me this kind of news. it was this picture that must have been the picture that, and something like this, the picture. Let's need to say unbelievable how idiotic this individual is. This is unprecedented. I mean, he wasn't crazy, he wasn't naive about it, he just yeah, it was about something like this when they bring me to him, and he was posing over there for the outlet, and then the whole schizophrenia developed out of that one. With Prince William actually they started to suggest me on how you will have to be and this and that, and you will not be, and so on, and I don't know what the fuck you're gonna be, and so on. You know, that's crazy, man. Penniless inside of the psychiatric hospital. That's fucking crazy. That's like one of those Mercedes factories, BMWs, and all these engineers they would have me talk to and see those cars projects way ahead of the release. They were able to see this stuff, and just that's just fucking crazy. Totally insane. You can only guess how that make one feel when, you know, I don't want to go about no more in the bragging, because I could go on and on and on and on and on and give you other examples of this madness. Why would anybody keep monarchs like this around is, for me, it's quite not understandable, unless when hiding their own agenda, basically. I don't know. Why would anybody, why the fuck would anybody go for this here? This is just, I don't understand. This shit might actually even sound easy for you, but it's really, really not. They acted my entire life. Nothing until you prove, nothing until you prove, nothing until you prove. And then when I started to talk about MK Ultra in 2010, that's when they threw me into a psychiatric hospital. Just 2 years later. But since I was a child, it was all based on a nothing until you prove, nothing until you prove. And I started to talk about it, you are thrown into the psychiatric hospital. Those, if you ever get to see something like this, should understand it's always, the entire case was based on nothing until you prove, nothing until you prove, nothing until you prove. And when you start to talk about it, basically you prove, that's when you are thrown into the psychiatric hospital. It seems like there's no reason to justify anything anymore further, because at that stage, at that point in time, the people usually give up, quit. You're able to see me how I walked, what they did with me. I'm sure that the injuries they did on my body. You're able to see that I barely walked. You're able to see that I barely moved my jaws. You were able to see the saliva, the way it was running out of my mouth. Do you think that was a coincidence? Do you think that stuff, the injuries they have done prior to the hospitalization, you don't think that stuff has something to do with what would take place next? This is usually public does not know about what kind of effect psychiatric pills, if that was not a poison, psychiatric pills have on the body. Right? But if these people, they definitely do. These people, the only thing they do is they spend their time with the physicians, with the doctors. That's what they do. They go to the physicians, doctors in their ass. This fishing trip from Michigan ended with, let me demonstrate you what you police officers, judges, prosecutors, MI5 agents, soldiers, what you fighting for. That barrier, the carp barrier along the Lake Michigan, before the Lake Michigan, these people are certain nothing ever is going to come out of me when it comes to Asians getting on the picture and demanding for me to witness for them about this great barrier. Well, interesting enough, they delivered me back to greater than Great Britain, right? From that's Charles is going to have to explain whether they were Taiwanese or they were Chinese. And once they delivered me to Queen Elizabeth, to Charles stated he acted like he doesn't know anything about it. He acted like surprised, like right, like it would be psychiatrists, cops, or police. They would give him the news that they had them say that something about this barrier, and make the whole news look like as if he is the one who is basically saying to me that, yeah, you're going to have to tell about that stuff. Which, you know, would you do this for your dear king? You're talking to MI5 and to the monarchy loyalists, to the people that they have across the Britain. Would you go and you would tell on your king that something like this happened? Would you go and do that kind of stuff? Probably you wouldn't, right? You probably wouldn't do it, right? So these people are so certain that they were not about, you know, you don't know what you lose till you lose. And these people just wanted to put the ugliest mask on my face, present me to the world like the worst person in this world, before kicking me into complete oblivion, basically. Like a complete nuisance, nonsense, nobody. And at the same time, even posing in front of FBI inside of our house, how they're going to be in trouble when the Epstein files are going to come out and all kinds of stuff like this. All kinds of shit like this. They brainwash, they discuss tremendously a lot about these Epstein files. This is just something I did not discuss about. They don't function on the principle, you don't know what you have until you lose that thing. But they discuss it all through, they brainwash on a mama and on a papa and everything, and on parenthesis jobs and etc. etc. That's what it is. And the stuff they break you, the watches, absolutely everything. Fishing poles, you fucking name it. Car. Absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Every fucking thing. The same thing that applied when I was in a first grade of the grammar school to my tooth. They started to just drill them. As Milan Kuchan said, because you're not washing your teeth. He said, because you're not washing your teeth. So because I'm not washing my teeth, you just go and you start to, you just go and you start to fucking drill. And identical, in a completely identical way, they always justify. This was Pishkovo. Pishkovo means like with the holes in the teeth and stuff like this. They always justify them by destroying your teeth. And some children have bad teeth, and I had the teeth made out of titanium, worse, diamonds. And they always justify that. They always justify that by doing real damage to it. But it always starts with abuse. It's always a hardcore abuse, basically. This is just this is in their blood, basically. This is who they are. This is what makes them. And so, I don't know who the fuck you think you have. I'm afraid your mainstream media, that this what they depict you and so on. I am gonna stop here. I don't give a fuck what you think you have or you don't have. But many of you are evil. Many of you are just want this, and it doesn't matter. Killing people for you is just a procedure and so on. Till you wash yourself of this case, till you explain the world about what the fuck went on. About me. You wash my fucking reputation. And I look clean. In front of the people. Not in front of the people, but in front of the world. that I justify my name, my arrival to this world. This is why this shit. So I don't go from this world just like this. You're not going to do it to me just like this. You are just as guilty as your royals. I don't give a fuck about you. We're going to finish this video. This is the next day. What the comment right now that I have to say is done the next day. And I have another video I'm working on. Is 2 videos simultaneously, and I might give the comment that might pertain to the other video. I don't care, and I'm gonna do the same in other video to make sure. What you see here is...
Careful, Tom.
Shimon, what are you doing here?
Sure.
Shimon? Hey, stop touching me!
Careful, Tom.
Stop fucking touching me!
Careful, Tom.
Shimon, what are you doing here?
Sure.
Okay, this is extremely smart stuff. This is the stuff that is totally equivalent to the Epstein files. This boy, his name is... Let's see this stuff here. His name is Andrei Chernovsky. Andrei Chernovsky. This is he right here. Well, his parents were involved in MKUltra. This is one of the things. This boy was involved in MKUltra since he was practically a child. This is one of the things, and he is very. Oh, he's from Russia. He's from Russia. He's 27 years old. He's from Russia, from St. Petersburg. No, I'm gonna put it like this. I will be neutral. Nationality, Israeli, Russian. I had no idea about that. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I was sure these people are from the States, from the United States. It's like this. First time when he came to the Israel with me on the picture and was motivated in this human rights was sometimes in 2010, 2011. This is the first time. And I had a feeling that he attended the university. He looks like a university kid. I don't know. And wait a minute. State Russian Museum School, Gordon Stone School. Yeah, State Russian Museum School, Gordon Stone School. I should have probably know all about that stuff because he did have me something school-related stuff, but I don't. I right now assume that he is from United States of America, and it's something that I should know completely about. Is not from United States of America. This is from Israel, this guy. He is not from the US. He is from the Israel, and then they moved to the US. It was something like this. And I don't even know if they moved. This is something yet I have to think about. I totally have to think about this thing here. Now, the thing about this stuff is the incident that you see right here, and it's the identical, completely identical issue. It's identical issue to Israeli settler grandma. Israeli settler grandma. Yeah, Daniela Weiss. It's the same thing like with Daniela Weiss. It might look actually extremist, sociopathic. It might look actually extremist. It actually is extremist. It goes the same for the Jewish guy that you see.
Don't touch me. Whoa.
I have to be very, very, very. The incident that you see right here,
Flashing lights at children?
the stuff that you see right here, this kind of stuff was involved in MK Ultra. This guy was involved in MK Ultra. This madness, they were doing it together. I don't even have to say together with the Jews, because these are Jews, all of them. So basically they were hired by somebody to portray me as a schizophrenic. It works, it's extremely efficient, because what the British Royal, what the Central Intelligence Agency does is they target you from all directions possible. And so if you would have a certain community supporting you, and this guy will become like a prominent human rights champion, and etc., 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 it only takes a certain period of time for him to take the place and then practically disappear, if you understand me what I'm saying, or even be used in a process to prove that corrupt Jews were used to portray incidents like this on my behalf or for my sake. It works very good. It's the same thing like a Epstein files. It's identical issue, completely identical issue. It works, it's very good, it's very brilliant actually. The other guy that was that this is actually even worse. Both of these Israeli guys that attacked this camp were involved.
You don't want to make peace with us? So what do you want?
This guy also was involved in it. They did rehearse this stuff. So I don't have the proof about this stuff. But this goes to year 2016, 2017, and 2018. And the whole thing started with these people in 2013. So, very, very, very important. When this guy stormed the camp, I was tortured, traumatized, thrown on a picture. And this guy stormed the camp. I actually wanted to go with him because the torture was so severe. And that what makes me also wonder about this Palestinian side here, about, I don't even know about the stuff that went on, but, or might have been a Jews that were dressed up in a Palestinian side. Who the hell knows about the stuff that went on? However, it's extremely efficient because you can demonstrate that I hate the Palestinian side. You can demonstrate that I hated the Palestinian side, and at this point in time you can say to the other side that I actually, that the stuff that you see here is not illegitimate. If you do this stuff like the one that you see right there, and you have two sides in a society, and you do the stuff like this, and the side of the society that is killing actually this side of the society, so this side of the society allows this stuff to be video recorded without this society having any ability to retaliate, to do absolutely anything about it. And this side here manages to prove that despite everything, that they made it through, and that this side was not capable to do anything about it. This is extremely efficient because this side is morally completely destroyed. Not only they annihilate one through a stuff that you get to see on a daily basis is happening to Palestinian people, extermination procedure, but what happens is they morally completely fail. You can do the same thing in a society. Bad thing. And I guarantee you that the society, the portion of the society that have a power in the society is the one who's going to go even higher up the scale. And the other portion of the society that is not doing really well, they will be not only coping, or they will fade in away, they will die away. That's why that's not a problem for the Israeli side at all. That's one of the things. A family of this Andrei was involved in a torture, I also have to say that. And they were involved in a torture in Israel, and also I will say in a severe torture. These Russian Jews in Israel were involved in a severe torture. This is not first. This is just the baby practically that grew up to start the schizophrenia of his own. What he learned from the parents is so lucrative, is what he started to enforce further. And in this case, he was again using me to continue whatever his parents were doing before that, and portray himself as a pro-Palestinian activist. It works. It works like a charm. It works for the State of Israel, because State of Israel had a complete overview. Even the soldiers that I demonstrated, the Israeli soldiers that were looting inside of the trash bins, were involved in this stuff. The man who you see storm the camp, the Palestinian camp, and they rehearse this stuff together with the Israeli military. So this is a totally Israeli insider operation. What I tried to do is, this case is coming out, so the Jews became extremely worried about, because they cover one side of the story and they cover another side of the story. So if this comes out, what they're going to say is, yes, but we have a secret tapes, and these tapes are demonstrating the stuff he was even talking about is actually in complete agreement with spies that were here, that were not even Jews, and etc., etc. This guy actually, they're going to say he worked for a Nazis or something like that. Talking about this guy, Andrei. And he had agreement with him. And so then if you have the agreement with him, and then it's like this. In Israel, you cannot fart without, this is the most surveillance in the world police state, Israel. This is where they put the camera all over you, literally inside of your ass. So it's equivalent to the Epstein files, basically, where they had me, the politicians, Clinton, Epstein, where they brought me to the wherever they were taking the pictures. So that's basically, it's used like a reversed effect. It's like emergency fuse that you would trigger if things get too seriously, because things will get too seriously, because it's about my case. And when my case comes out, things are going to get really heated and hot. And then it's going to be somebody who's going to say, yeah, but by the way, there's another video I found. We have also the video about this and that. And you're going to see me next to Epstein. And in another cadre, you're going to see me next to Andrei. And it's going to look like everything was, I was part of this shit. When in reality, I was hijacked, severely tortured to the degree that when this Israeli settler came inside of this camp, I actually demanded from him to go with him. And I love it when he started to ask, when he said that they're going to have to change the address and telephone number, that everybody around the world is going to find out. For the first time, when this guy walked inside of the camp and he completely faced off with his, in a parenthesis, I'm going to say, Palestinian advocate, when he did that stuff, he made me believe that there is actually the way it should be done, that it's how people should come and ask, who are you, what are you doing? And when this guy stormed this camp, I thought that he spied in for me. I thought that he came inside of the camp to inquire information about me, because they make it look like they were suspicious to them, and this guy was like, he was concerned, and then he came inside of the camp, and it's a big fight that exploded, and I remember seeing myself completely in him, because I thought that he is concerned for my well-being, that he came inside of the camp, actually that he raided the camp. And I had a feeling, because talk is going to bring the police and stuff, that it's going to be a police that's going to come for my sake. You understand me? And he said, Israeli. I said, yeah, fine, cool. At the time, I was very cool. It's the Israeli police. They're going to stop this stuff. So what happened is I actually sided with the Israelis against the Palestinian people inside of this camp. This is also one of the things that happened. But it was Central Intelligence Agency later on. And then you know it's a Israel, it's a Mossad, who started to extort me with these issues. It could be like this, and it could be like that. Together with Andre, they came up with Mossad. They came up with Mossad was involved in this. Mossad made bold claims. Netanyahu, Mossad made bold claims that I can have something out of this. It looked like they were opening me the road for me to become some kind of a leader of, like that I would go out there and replace maybe David Duke or something like that. This is none of my interest, for one thing. Zero interest to do that stuff. This case is a very bad case. The truth pertaining to this case is so poisonous. The truth already alone pertaining to this case is so fucking poisonous that I don't need any assistance. I don't need any helpers. And especially I don't need any help from Israel, and especially I don't need any help to distort the reality. I see what you did with the Epstein files. That would pertain to issues involving the Israeli settlers making inflammable statements, and etc., etc. 70,000 Palestinian people were massacred. 180,000 wounded. Who knows how many have you expelled already? And the whole plan, your plan, was to throw the Palestinian people, to erase them. Why the fuck would what you have done in the end look as suspicious, as doubtful, as what you see right here on my blog? Gog Magog, in a Gog Magog style that Benjamin Netanyahu actually hallucinated. He dreamed about proving me. He dreamed about proving me, about doubted my legitimacy. Not my legitimacy, but they didn't doubt my legitimacy, but they were certain, I don't know, that I'm going to become an Israeli spy or something like this, that they have a complete control over me one way or the other. Even if this would come out, they would still be in a control. This is how Mossad plays. This is how Central Intelligence Agency play. That's how they play. Jews were obsessed to have a control over me. That's one of the things. It was obsession. It was a total obsession. And as the last resort, because they knew that the violence at one point, at one stage, is going to fall apart, they started to create something similar to the Epstein files. Epstein files are extremely bad because there is serious victims involved in it, implicated in it. Victims of Epstein did visit this house, but because they visited this house, that doesn't mean that they are illegitimate. The last thing I need is fake witnesses and the whole thing to look like it was done for my sake, to benefit me, when the reality is totally bleak. I lost 50 years of life, not 50, but 54 years of life, of which 50 years I spent hijacked, abducted in 2012, thrown into psychiatric hospital. Don't fucking even go into that area. Don't even go. This is not a movie. This is not a comedy. This is not a joke. This is real. I don't need any kind of assistance. If this thing comes out, this shit is bad enough. It's real people that I really was thrown into psychiatric hospital. The stuff that I spoke about really was like this. And you're not going to do that to me like this with me. Since I mentioned about Ukrainian people in this video, this is what I want you to read here. The last thing I would want you to, if you are a journalist or you advocate for the people of the Ukraine like I was, and still am, I'm still advocate for the people of the Ukraine. I still advocate people of Ukraine. I still would want the Ukrainian state with the Crimea, with the Donetsk. I still would want. However, I am not stupid to become a victim of what you read about here. That I don't want. And I don't want any person like myself that is abroad, whether that be in the Germany or in America or in Britain. There was a lot of British people and a lot of American people and a lot of German people who have compassion for this thing. Or in Italy or in France or in Scandinavia or wherever the fuck you are. Canada, Australia, whatever the fuck you are. I would not want you to get into my skin. I wouldn't want you to be exposed as supporter of Ukraine during this war, if you were. Many of you were. And in the end, left out on the rain, basically. You know, it comes to the end of the war, and then you were able to see how the Russo-Serbian, Slovenian apparatchiks. Of course, you're not in Slovenia, you're not in Eastern Europe, you're not in Poland, you're not in Czech Republic, and so on. But I can assure you that in Britain, you have people who would do just stuff that was done to me. And the same thing in the United States of America. It is important that Ukrainians take responsibility for my case. It is important that Zelensky is being held for this stuff, because this is no way to treat absolutely anybody as a 0. nothing, as a 0. nobody. That you're going to go and you're going to treat individual from another country like this, whom you have used for such an extensive period of time to such a degree of abuse. You're going to fucking disregard one. He's going to lose his life in war with Russia, with Serbia for 54 years. Not 4 Ukrainian years, which are bad, but 54 years like this. And you're going to go fucking disregard him. And I don't know. I'm not going to say use him as an example for other people on the West as per what it can be done with them if they don't keep their mouths shut. But whoever it is that you are, activist, journalist, or whoever it is that you are, you should understand that this is a no fucking way, this type of patriotism, that you're going to go and you're going to support somebody that in the end is going to change his or her skin literally before your eyes, and eventually is going to even side with the Russians or become a Russian, while you're going to be crucified literally like a Christ in front of him, so he'll be laughing in your face. This is not the way to do it. That's why I said this here actually matters. This stuff matters. Zelensky had to be accountable for this. He has to be held accountable for this, because this is no fucking way. The Ukrainians have to be held accountable for this way. You don't want this kind of Ukraine, and you don't want this kind of Ukrainians in your country. Read about this stuff. You want real Ukraine, and you want real Ukrainians. If it's not for the real Ukrainians, then what you do is you reclassify them into the Russians and also treat them like Russians. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap. This was one of the main concerns I had during MKUltra. This concern happened to be real, legitimate, and truthful. It did end it like this, that Zelensky said to me when I was asking him, oh, but what about me? Like, they brought me to the table, and it made no fucking sense for me to be at the table. I was always there, they negotiated, but at the end of the day, I was waiting to get my role in all this thing. Oh, there was no role. At the end, Zelensky said, he said, I don't know. He said, I don't know, he said. He said, they're going to take care of that. That's how he said, they're going to take care of, they're going to take care of that. I don't have nothing to do with this. These were the words of Vladimir Zelensky inside of our house. And yet the best part about it is Americans and Germans, they went up like this, and they started to talk to Zelensky about this stuff. And session then repeat, and Zelensky started again to blah, 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 whatever he had to say. But the year was 2019, 2020, and Zelensky did everything possible to let me know that I am a nobody. And this is the way things do not work out in this house. Not with me. It does not work out like this. That's why I informed, that's why I gave the warning out that you must actually not allow to be treated. If you did, this is very dangerous stuff. Russian politicians come in a house in the United States of America talking about the Putin presidents, whoever is going to be replacement, which was it was happening all the time, and they meet, they eat, and when they meet, they eat, they bring you on a picture like an animal because yesterday you slept in a hotel, or whichever way they did, you went to the hospital, whatever they did, and you disappeared. And you're going to be brought like an animal in the picture, and it's going to be discussed about you. You might not even be brought on as an animal in the picture. It is enough for Vladimir to put the paper out like this, a list. And on that list is your name with the Lavrov they mention, and they will be discussing you. They will be discussing your issue, and the Prince Charles, King Charles, I should say, is going to say, we'll take care of that. And the next thing you see is they're going to zip your mouth one way or the other. Or, you know, whatever the issue might be. And so this is not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it because it's got to be clean, black and white, who have done, who is what is. Because this is what the society is based upon. I don't believe in a mojo sitting on top of the government as a king who likes to have it temporary done and kill the people if necessary so that he can promenade and look good. Well, I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in this type of anarcho-capitalist, monarchist society. I don't believe in it. I believe that people who establish themselves are credible people. And I believe that based on what you manage, what you accomplish, society should continue to be built upon. This is what the fuck I believe in. And I don't allow this kind of stuff. Do not allow this kind of stuff. Do not allow them to use you like this. Do not allow them to do that kind of stuff. That's also important for me to clarify. Two things. Andrei was involved with his family before he was even born in this case, before Andrei was even born in this case. That's one thing. And the second thing is, I think he does have a brother, but I'm not sure. And the second thing is, they rehearse this stuff. Let me demonstrate you this shit here. This is so unforgettable, this stuff.
You want war? What do you want? You want war or peace?
When this stuff went on, the guy that you see asking whether you want war or you want peace, they would stop this stuff together with the Israeli military, all around, police, and they would stop, they would pause, he would think, and then they would continue with this stuff. Certain, Jews were certain, absolutely certain, I would not even remember this. So, hands off this case, Netanyahu, hands off this case, Mossad, hands off. Actually, hands up.
What do you want? You want war or peace? Decide! Decide if you want war or peace!
Today we got pepper sprayed by an Israeli far-right TikToker by the name of...
This guy here actually even had a time to stop the MK Ultra. That's how they brainwash people, by suggesting me, bringing me, like you're like you're making a movie, to suggest me, as he's screaming at him, he is like, he's doing like this, to pay attention how he's doing this stuff. Andre. So, this is extremely cheesy. Extremely cheesy stuff. Extremely Mossad.
Roy Starr, who came here to...
He was explaining me the tactic behind faking like this on the camera. This is extremely cheesy stuff.
The Palestinian village of Ras al-Auja invaded our activist compounds. You just physically assaulted several activists in this place. You invaded private territory. You physically assaulted several activists.
That's not a people of peace, right?
Oh, you're a person of peace? Get the fuck out of here.
I want to talk.
Get the fuck out of here, you terrorist fuck.
Tell me, are you a peaceful person? Are you here for peace?
You will always, when extermination procedure is done, genocide, when the genocide is done, you will absolutely, forever and ever, you will have exactly the Jews that will come out. Those that do extermination procedure, you will have them come out and protest to this. Why would they do this stuff? They do this stuff to prove that it's not everybody as a Jew bad. That there is a portion of it, there is a portion of the Jewish society that is not like that. In United States of America, they had some kind of church, actually Jewish whatever, in New York, that acted like they were on my side, but they supported coming extermination procedure. I'm going to give all this information out of the whole thing. Then you have this, I'm going to demonstrate, we're going to get to that stuff. This is very smart. What happened when you do this kind of stuff, that there is also a good Jewish people in the world. It's not only bad Jewish people, but also a good Jewish people out there. Nothing, man. You come to United States of America or wherever you come, they kick you out, and you might actually even work for the Jew, and he'll be laughing at you. He is buying not your time and stuff. They just took over your country. They killed over 72,000 people. Wounded over 100. They just did. But watch and see what Jews have done during the initial invasion on Palestine, what they did with the Palestinian people. Nothing happens. You are not going to be taking your stand against them the way as a human being you should, the way God designed you. God created the immune system for you to defend, for your body basically to defend itself from the germs, bacteria, viruses, and so on. Every one of you humans is designed naturally to understand what enemy is, who enemy is. This shit here, what is a good Jew and a bad Jew, this is the same thing like I fucking lobotomize you. I take away from you the memories about who you are, what was done to you for you to come abroad, to come to another country and so on. That's the story about the good and bad. You cannot do what the Jews did without the good and bad. That's what happens.
Are you here for peace?
Get the fuck out.
Or are you here for war? Because if you want war, you're going to get war. For Yehuda. פה זה לא פאקינג פלסטין, פה זה יהודה, שמעת? פה זה יהודה, לא פלסטין. I know your number, I know your family, I know where your cousin, your grandma, your father, your uncle, I know where...
I had a serious doubts that this guy was out there for me at a certain periods of time, but this was not one of them. When he started to about this stuff, that he knows this, that uncle and this and that and so on and so forth, it made me feel like they were trying to intimidate me. It made me feel like I was hijacked to this camp, because this is what I feel. I found myself inside of this camp. And then this guy comes out of fucking nowhere. And he is like tearing away all the secrecy. And it felt like he's on my side, like he's siding with me, like he's gonna fucking take me out and he's gonna fucking denounce them and do whatever. And talk even about the police is coming and stuff.
Where everyone lives. And from this day on...
Basically, I had no fucking idea about what went on. And this guy made me feel good.
Anybody who harasses other people is gonna get harassed by himself.
Do you understand what he said? Thank you very much for watching this video. Now you understand exactly what I described you. Is Operation Mossad. They will try to play down this case. They already assaulted me through the Epstein files, the pictures that I see. This guy, what this guy said, the way they interpreted this stuff, now at least with these things, they were giving me the fake cases they created with these fake activists, and they suggested for them, now you have something going on. If you're going to fuck it up this, you're going to have nothing going on, you're going to be like an ordinary person. Well, I am ordinary person, you motherfuckers. I am a completely ordinary person. I am an ordinary person. The only thing is, I am not very ordinary person. I'm not ordinary person. I am ordinary person. But the thing about it is, I'm not very ordinary person. I'm a very, very unordinary person. Whatever the fuck you try to do, I'm extremely unordinary person, and you just make me even more unordinary person. I'm extremely, extremely unordinary person. Do you think these people were not killed? Do you think over 180,000 were not wounded? Millions expelled? You don't think so? You think that Netanyahu didn't say he's going to expel them to Africa? Actually, Netanyahu said that what he's going to do is he's going to, with their expulsion, that he's going to destroy black race, which is actually super, super Hitler, even more. That's even insaner. I don't know what is insaner, but this is beyond sickening. This shit is beyond sickening, and that's why I don't need any kind of special assistance. I was there, I saw it, and I know what that means for the British Royals. I know what that means for George W. Bush, for the Chase company, for the Chase owners that tried to buy the coffin of mine for $5,000. And I said I'm going to reserve this for the next video. Actually, for the video I already have created. I had a very shitty dream. And it came like perfect for me. I was taken to the United States of America in 2019 and in 2020, where they insisted me that without their procedures, which they claimed they also were doing before, I no longer would have been alive. And I found myself inside of the office. And this was a sort of office they have some kind of computers, and they, I have no idea. It looked like a computer. It looked like a physician sitting behind his computer. Joe Biden was there. Interesting enough. I have to think about whether it was a J.D. Vance or was it Hegseth. Hegseth was the one who took me, but I think it was J.D. Vance who said, together with the Biden, they started to create paranoia about killing my cancer cells. And the way they did this kind of stuff, oh, no. This is the first time they did this kind of stuff in 2015. They would be taking me to the U.S., and there would be a computer, desktop, like it looked like a computer, and I had no idea what they would do with me. They would have me there, they hooked me up to something, and then they started to insist me that they're killing my cancer cells. I had no fucking idea. Some kind of a groundbreaking technology that allows, or a paranoia, that allows physicians, doctors to literally pinpoint, see the cancer cells in your body and just basically eliminate them like this. And I had to listen. Joe Biden, how he found one and eliminated one. A physician demonstrating them how that stuff is done. Then I had to listen Joe Biden, who sat at the computer at this thing and virtually started to destroy these cells. And I had no fucking idea. That's an interesting part. For in 2016, Germans suggested I don't even deserve this, which is whatever I earned, whatever I deserved. Thank you so much. Truly, thank you so much. Claiming that they also have that in Berlin, in the hospital. Citing me that would be a problem for me if I would get into the problem with America. But they also have one in Berlin. But that they don't know if they would be able to help me if I would get into the trouble with America. For this shit in 2011, I can say is that this, whatever was here, was spread to here. It was spread to here, which I actually felt now this, at latest, I felt it. I described this stuff in the video that pertains to I titled one under my dream, that I had a dream. I don't actually even allow at night time myself to have dreams. They said that I dream everything, that I hallucinate, dreaming stuff. The thing is that I'm probably the only person in the world that in a sleep I have a self-control, and that means that if I go sleep and I start to dream about something, that I consciously wake myself up. You picked the totally wrong person. I will take initiative in a sleep that if I start to dream something, I cut the sleep. I either fucking sleep or that's it. I don't allow any fucking dreams. Period. And I either sleep or I wake myself up and fall back to sleep. But dreams here not allowed. That's it. No fucking dreams. It's a policy. It's my policy, personal. I think it's very healthy for you. And they repeated that shit again in 2019, 2020, insisted me that I wouldn't even be alive without with an individual who met me at Gaza as a police investigator, individual who met me in 2022 here in police station in Novo Mesto, actually witnessing this stuff. They brought a police over there to New York to see this wonder technology. They saw this and they couldn't believe this, a groundbreaking and this and that. They just basically telling me that you just go and you find the cancer cells. It's like pound, 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 pound. You know, baby. I'm still alive. It's now 2026, and I'm still alive, and nobody took me. You don't have any recordings, anything about me that you would take me anywhere from 2020 to 2026. I started to take extreme precaution. I do whatever it takes to have a peace of mind. Nobody took me since 2020, and now it's 2026, and I'm still alive. I still get going. They talked about the cancer that would be really bad if it would spread into my brain. Well, why the fuck would it be bad? I mean, I don't understand. What exactly? Why the hell would that be bad? I don't think anything is bad. I don't think anything is bad. I think that's good. I think that for you that would be very good. I think that for United Nations that's very good. I think for Amnesty that's very good. For the U.S. Justice Department of State that's very good. For European Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, European Commissioners before Ursula von der Leyen, that's very fucking good. I think that for European Human Rights Ombudsman that I continually addressed, beginning with Diamandouros, I think that's very fucking good. I think that's fucking outstanding for the European Court for Human Rights, for FBI, and for all these people, in a parenthesis, American Supreme Court and Slovenian Supreme Court, they were directly involved for all of you. I think that's actually fantastic. I don't see anything bad, because if it wouldn't be, you wouldn't have pushed me to this distance. You wouldn't go to this distance. You're not going to fucking do stupid stuff like this. This shit here is shit with a reason. This shit here, you created it. In 2011, my mom and my dad laugh about when they notice that I also have limps here and here and here, this area. That the whole face, practically this side of the face, I could feel the fucking cancer spreading. Or at least where it was that started to sort of paralyze this stuff, that you could feel it. So why the fuck would that be bad? I don't understand. What the fuck would that be bad? I think that is actually good. I think whatever is good is bad for something, and whatever is bad is good for something. And so if it's good for the evil, and so why the fuck not? Oh yes, this is very good for humanity. Humanity is going to benefit from my death. Sure. This is going to be so good for the people. Hey man, it's going to be so good. Thanks for watching this video. Jews compared me to Iran. They compared me to their biblical Torah legend of Gog Magog. At the end, at the end is going to be a big revelation, and there is already about the Satan that is coming to a surface after 1,000 years or something like that. Oh, if the Satan is about to come to the surface after 1,000 years, then we are really, really fucked, because there's so many people killed in Gaza and also in Ukraine, and also refugees and wounded people and so on. If Satan to have to come to the surface to be destroyed, then we are so fucked. It is unprecedented. I don't know exactly what they had on their mind when they talk about this, that the Satan is going to come to the surface. It's like, holy fuck, man. Isn't that stuff that you see on day-to-day basis that's not bad enough? I'm going to shut up, but I just have to one more time. They posed next to me, and I did acknowledge, I thought, and J.D. Vance and Hexet, both of them, that I basically acknowledged, and to the Joe Biden, that the treatment that's being done, beginning the 2016, they claimed, this shit 2016, 2015, that I'm alive only because of them. You understand? You're alive only because of us, because you take. I had a feeling they had a. I had a feeling they had a mouse, and it was but it could be it was just a manic minor paranoia or something like that. Bye bye, back to Slovenia, and thanks for thanking us that we saved your life. It might be just like this, that the people who do that stuff in a lab or something, it did sound like a lab. It sounded like a lab office, something like this. It sounded like a lab, and the guy was sitting at a table, like a technician and this and that. And you have the politicians coming out and obviously explain them what they have to do, and they started to do. Unless this technician had a manic minor, or what is it, a game that you have, like we had this on a ZX Spectrum and or Commodore 64 or Amstrad, whatever you had, and it was in that sense. But actually, if the sound is the same, and I acknowledge that I'm alive only because of J.D. Vance and Joe Biden, that's what I'm about fucking useful if it's only a voice recording. Which is the last thing that I need is actually for the news to come out that the people that I bitch so much were actually the people who were saving my life all along, and without whom I would not even exist, in fact. Holy shit, do I feel good about the... Now he is King Charles, but in the 6th grade of the grammar school back in 1984, he was just a Prince Charles who was talking to me with Andrew, very worried about this stuff here. This is what they identified. Prince Charles and Prince Andrew identified this here as a cancer. They identified this here already in a 2nd grade of the grammar school, this stuff. But it was silence, quiet. In the 4th grade again, I remember that. In the 6th grade, he said, we don't have any kind of medication, you know, we don't have any kind of surgery, anything like this surgically. We try to remove this to the people, and when we try to remove this to the people, in some cases they even died. It spread further, whatever. It's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. I will not forget Prince Andrew about there was some girl that actually died, the lady that died from the cancer and stuff like this. There was people that were dying, that they were involved in MK Ultra and they couldn't save them and that kind of stuff, which I of course believe. But you know, that's been a long time ago, in 1984, in my 6th grade of the grammar school. That's a long fucking time ago, and you fucking stole life. Actually, a really life that could be very lucrative. Can't wait to bring your fucking ass attention for those $5,000 that I was given as a departure from United States of America issue. We're gonna discuss those your fucking Jewish $5,000 from your Chase credit card. You're gonna fucking explain to me how much money you fucking stole from me, from unemployment compensation, from forced joblessness, from the videos, from the work that I produced, that I did. We're gonna discuss about that kind of stuff. What the fuck you committed? You fucking scum. You fucking murderer scum. I am here to discuss about who owes to whom what. And I say, thank you God for my being still alive without your assistance for already quite some time. It was a long time ago in 2011. It was long ago in 2011. It was long ago in 2020. It's 2026. It doesn't feel, it feels like yesterday, but I am here to discuss these issues. I'm not running away from anything. You are the one who is running away from it. The fucking German swines told me, if it's you must not get in a problem with with America, with Americans. You might not. You must not. But yeah, but if it's not, if it's gonna be no way other way, then we have one in Berlin. Obviously, we have one in Berlin, right? You didn't get that from America, right? You didn't get you fucking Jews, German Jews, shit. You didn't get that technology from United States of America by any chance, huh? You did not get it. I think you got it through this case, whatever the fuck you have. And I think that everything that you have, you got it from America. I think it's the same shit like the one from before the World War II, which actually started the World War II. And another thing is what I firmly believe is that, of course, you also did not want me to talk about the stuff that you Germans implicated yourself in, right? Right? Am I fucking correct about that stuff? You also didn't want me to say something because it's only another machine like this is only in a Berlin, right? Oh no, this is only accessible. You know how I should feel? I'm a fucking shit, not a human being. And those whom I bitch and expose are the people who continue to say I'm an ungrateful, like you say, ungrateful son of a bitch. This is what I am. And the people who I continue to expose and continue to expose are the people who are actually saving me life all along. Isn't that how you, Charlie, because I'm sure you also have it in London, isn't that how you wanted to portray the whole thing? Isn't it maybe that you wanted to magnify yourself in a picture of God, basically? Fuck God when we have Charles, right? You came to the right place, I tell you that, boy. You came to the right house and you find the right guy for it. You found the right person for it. You fucking murderous Anglo-Saxon, German, Scandinavian filth, scum, shit, dunk. Name me one fucking thing, one single fucking thing that you have not tried and done to get me killed. And that involves even psychiatry. Name me one fucking thing, you murderous fucking scum. You fucking schizophrenics. Jews. Judas. One fucking thing that you did not try to get me killed. You fucking murderous scum. Together here with this Judas here from Slovenia. You fucking filth. One thing, name me, that you did not try. One. The person, the most stressed up person who learned about ANDRONOCHROME, the person who was totally stressed about ANDRONOCHROME. Do you know who it was? Do you know who the fuck it was? This was not Epstein or anything like that. It was a Prince Andrew. This was a big fucking deal. This was enormously big fucking deal. This shit was enormously big deal. Enormously big deal was this shit. Prince Andrew was stressed out about this shit like a mouse. And it's one more thing that I have to see. As a matter of fact. Just a moment, amigo.
Files. All you need is a blood transfusion from the...
You're gonna see immediately about something here. Okay, they're lying. They're lying. This thing is worse than what they say. I see here the email says 2016. The Prince Andrew lost his mind, he lost his brain sometime in 2010, 2011 in respect to this stuff. So what that means is that FBI, who was ran by the British royals, those are the people that enforce these investigations. That means they already rigged the whole fucking thing. At least 2010. He was stressed out like a mouse about that stuff. As a matter of fact, ANDRONOCHROME issue was one of the fucking biggest concerns of the British royals. This shit goes before 2010 when they panicked. They were meeting here with the FBI, with the CIA inside of our house, and they fucking panicked. I'm actually thinking about even 2006 when it comes to ANDRONOCHROME. This was a tremendously big issue. And what you see here, all through, it's nice that they mention one, is a sand in your eyes. That too is a sand in your eyes. Home issue goes to 2006. They rigged these things over extensive period of time, and when you rig them over extensive period of time, then they look like real. 2006. They were stressed like a motherfuckers. They were completely stressed out. Right when I was moving from America to the Europe, before already in America, it started to be a big fucking problem. Maybe that's why they wanted me here in Europe, because this place is really controllable with this police here. It's called Slovenia. The name of the story, it's called Slovenia. A fucking lab for royals over there from Britain and for Putin, and it's called, they call it Slovenia. (2006), at least 2006, my moving from United States of America to Europe. And I think that this was one of the things why they wanted me also to move to Europe. This was King Charles who was stressed up about this shit. Your King Charles, Prince Charles back then, your King Charles who was stressed up like a mouse about this shit. The ANDRONOCHROME problems for the British family directly with the Queen Elizabeth, they trace to the year 2002. And the problem with ANDRONOCHROME was the same as all other problems. They didn't want me. They didn't want me in America, not because I would be American disgrace, not because I would be whatever the fuck I would be. It's just, it was a long way they had to travel. They had to travel to America. And there was a lot of people in America involved in this stuff. And as I was moving along, as this case was just growing with more and more people involved in it, it was just more and more and more people that started to glue on this thing. The OCA actually started to restrain the whole thing to just certain very controlled circle of the people. When they get me here to Europe, they try all they possibly could to reduce this thing. Because there's just more and more people interested in it. It was just gazillion of the people involved in this stuff. And with my stay in America, that's a very troublesome problem for the British royals. So they didn't want me in America. That was a big problem for my American citizenship, you fucking 5,000 chase dollars. You're gonna get word for your $5,000. The job in respect to ANDRONOCHROME goes all the way to 1999. And it was a Queen Elizabeth that was stressed like a motherfucker, and it was not 9/11. There were two things. One was 9/11, another one was ANDRONOCHROME issue. Another one was ANDRONOCHROME issue. In 2002, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, they were on their fucking toes. And not in respect to 9/11, but in respect to ANDRONOCHROME theory. And then they started to rig one with what became my moving overseas in 2006, absolutely ANDRONOCHROME issue. They don't rig this. They don't rig this. This shit doesn't come out. When you see it's coming out, you can be, well, I cannot say this for everything, but in this case, just like for most of other things, the shit comes out way before, and it's then just, they blew that, Maybe they blew it out of the proportions. I don't bloody know about it. Do you think I fucking know? I don't know. I don't know. It could be that ANDRONOCHROME was something that came out that potentially could affect them in respect to some kind of possible claims done in the future. It might be that this never was a big deal, that it actually has nothing even to do with the royals. I don't bloody know. I don't know nothing about an ANDRONOCHROME. All I know is that they were stressed out like a fuck. It's possible that would have an impact on them. And it's possible that this is one of the things pertaining to, in a parenthesis, Epstein file, used actually to play down the whole thing. I really don't know, but it's touchy. It's fucking touchy because of what royals have enrolled me into when I was a small child in a grammar school. And I'm talking about the marrow procedure, extracting the marrow from the blood. That's not fucking normal stuff to do to the children. That's not a fucking normal stuff. This is things that's not fucking normal. When you associate this stuff with trauma, with the terror and stuff like this, it might have been that their hair went up and they might have thought, my God, this fucking thing is going to come out one day. They're going to think that this is what we are doing to him. I don't know. All the fuck I know is whatever the fuck I say. I don't want to make crazy, wild claims. The issue of ANDRONOCHROME goes directly to year 1999. And in 2002, at least Queen Elizabeth acted like she was stressed out. These people just have explaining to do, but don't fucking say that this is a conspiracy theory. It might be, if you created one. But don't fucking say that this is a conspiracy theory till you fucking explain and point out your connection to this type of conspiracy theory. You are a bigger conspiracy theory right now. You're deniers. You fucking deny everything. You fucking deny this thing for 54 fucking years. You denied me this shit for 54 years, dude. And to tell you the truth, the way you chose to portray me a paranoid is under extremely strange circumstances. This shit here, this shit actually could spread into the brain. This is real cancer. This stuff actually really could spread into the brain. It's a possibility that stuff like this can actually spread to other parts, including brain. You do it in extremely inappropriately, belittling me through the mainstream media with news during MKUltra, which you use to antagonize, ridicule, bully, harass, terrorize with, demanding for me to take a soft stand, like back down and play a nice guy and a guy who is actually, as you demanded from me, even I should be acting that I'm afraid and stuff like this. That's how you wanted to see me in a public. Look, Charles, it's nothing you didn't try. It's nothing you didn't try. You tried absolutely everything. You have to admit that what you tried, what you're given to, the chances, the stuff that you're given to get me killed, it's nothing you didn't try. You got to admit, man, you went into the fucking distance with your family, your human rights courts, and etc., etc. You really went to the distance with the United Nations, with everything. ANDRONOCHROME goes directly into the year 1996, with what Prince Andrew gestured me. It would be something that they had nothing to do with it, but it's something that in the future definitely would concern them. So 1996 ANDRONOCHROME with Prince Andrew, he negotiated with the Joe Biden and so on. So this is how they were creating the Epstein files. So the Epstein files are basically completely something that is probably really used to erase me completely. This is probably simply done to, well, I shouldn't say that because I don't know. I don't know entire circumstances. There was people that made a very severe accusations, and I believe that the accusations these people have made are totally legitimate. But yeah, with the issue of ANDRONOCHROME, yeah, they would definitely know that I would comment on this issue. So Prince Andrew stated in 96, he said, but they do this because they record all kinds of stuff, and foremost they record also their solution to the problem. Because if they would be asked, they would say, I even explained the guy and so on and tra-la-la. This is the way they do it. For them, it's not important the truth that comes in the public. For them, it's important to justify the lies. So this goes all the way to year 1996 with the Prince Andrew saying to me, I heard them indirectly talk about this stuff. And I actually asked them too. I said, and so what this got to do with it? And they made me understand that this does not concern them, but it most likely would in the future, because it's the kind of issue that it would concern them in the future. So this goes all the way to 1996. So this is well, God knows. I am just giving you what I recall from MK Ultra, that the way they brainwashed me with. I have no fucking idea what else these people were doing during MK Ultra. I know that I was definitely used for the cancer evaluations. I was not cured, but I definitely was experimented on. They tried to convince you they fucking save your life when they were fucking using you for, so that Charlie could write his book of natural cures and homeopathy and stuff like that. Come on, man. 1996, and you say that these people are not linked, and the whole thing is a conspiracy. This is more than conspiracy. Even if you drive a person crazy, try to make him look paranoid, basically, you kill the person. Do you understand even that? It's worse. I don't know which one of these things is worse. I wasn't wrong about the Napoleon. They're coming to take me away. The Napoleon, they're coming to take me away, was involved in MK Ultra, the whole band. Before the year 2000, they had, of course, different songs. This goes to year 98, something like that, and then it goes, when it comes to the song, They're coming to take me away to about year 2006 for sure, 2005 for sure. Let me demonstrate you this. Yeah, I was just gonna finish. This is the club here, White China Club. Yeah, I went to see this stuff here. This goes to year 1991. They had me here for sure. But they started to wonder about this place already since 1986. But with a Robert Golob also on the picture here, sometimes in, I would say maybe 1993, I would say with the Golob. Was it the club out there? Was it already open? Who the fuck knows? I think it was. I think it was because we were going inside and you go past something. I don't even know. They changed things inside. It was changing. It's like, I had a feeling like you go to the opera or something. Like you go to the opera or something like that. And it's actually a club. It's more things as you go inside, and I think that you turn right and I don't know, you go through directly. I do remember how it's inside. And this, in that case, if that's the deal, then this goes to 1986. But what exactly goes to 1996, I don't know. 1986, I should say. But what exactly goes to 1986, I don't know. I know that they brought me here in 1991. They were showing this stuff, and that Robert Golob was here also in 1993. So that these Slovenian people, seems like they had a good knowledge about the coming 9/11. This was an intergovernmental thing also. This was an intergovernmental thing also, but the Chinese didn't want to have anything to do with it. This was actually like attack on China. And the Chinese government was extremely unhappy about it. The British royals actually solicited Chinese, and they tried to get them on board with this issue. It's important to specify this thing. It's very important. The British royals and the Central Intelligence Agency, they were actually harassing Chinese in respect to 9/11 for at least no less than 10 years. I told you about 9/11, its beginnings of the 9/11, 1988, and I was 100% correct about what I told you. 1988, beginning of the 9/11. China witnessed it all and did not want to have absolutely anything to do with it. They learned about this club shit that is about to take place, however. Likely, possibly, were even consolidated about this incident here with a Prince Andrew who wanted to orchestrate this stuff. Sometimes in 1997, whoever was ambassador, Chinese ambassador to the Britain. So you want to know about the 9/11, about the proofs about the 9/11? You want to try with me? You want to question? I know absolutely everything about 9/11, about the stuff, how the stuff went on and what took place. I don't know. You're going to have to ask Chinese government about this one here. This is going to give a lot of negotiation leverage to Chinese right now. Because this is how they solve all the problems, all the governments. That's how it works. It's like a beautiful gift to China right now. As far as the Napoleon, yeah, I'm gonna have to reload again this stuff here. We're gonna delete this stuff. I'm gonna have to reload this stuff again. This song, Napoleon, they are coming to take me away. Ha ha, hoo hoo, ha ha. This lunacy was interpreted to me. If you listen the song, if you listen the lyrics, even that I have shit parents and stuff like that, They went on to instigate beginning in 2005. They went on to instigate on my parents, on my mom. The happy home with the trees and flowers and smile and so on, thumbs and toes and this and that, and house, clean the house. I cooked your food, I cleaned the house, and so on. They were instigating me directly into the war with the mother beginning in 2005. It was 2005 and 2006. They were doing this song, They're Coming to Take Me Away. If you want to know about this one here. Yes, I know, because in 2006 I moved back to the... They were using to instigate with this song into a hatred against my parents. And the song itself came out, they had the concept for the song from whoever they got this song. The government traded with this stuff probably in 2002 or even 2000, or even maybe before 2000. That's one issue that I cross out of this issue. It's more of this stuff. It's more of this crazy stuff to talk about. There is another thing. They presented to me as they are siding with me. Yeah. As if they are siding with me. As if they are siding with me. You have to tell about this and that kind of stuff. The same thing as with Jump. This here, Van Halen. The same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna get restricted. Fuck, I'm not gonna get restricted. Fuck that. I hope this is it. They're not gonna restrict me the video because of this shit. Van Halen Jump official music video HD. You know what I mean. This guy's here. Let's do it like this. This kind of stuff here. They were telling me, you know what they were teaching me? They were teaching me that this is not intended for me to jump. The same thing like the case was with Napoleon. That this is not intended for me to jump, but for me to use this song to make them jump. My enemies, the enemies. This is the way this stuff was. So they demanded from me, and they had me in the studio, and they treated me very, very nicely to listen to this music and think about how I make them jump. Just so that I give you completely understanding about this song here. This was the song that they demanded from me to feel good, opposed to other songs that they put out there, for which they demanded from me to feel like a piece of shit. This was a song they demanded from me to feel good about myself, to make them jump, to fuck them, fight back style, that kind of style. This everybody learned about. That's also interesting. I had some black ladies who expressed interest in that, expressed disgust in my face for me seeing myself in this song, for me seeing them as ultimate racists who want them to jump. And they interpreted jump as a suicide, but as you know, I was incited in a suicide into a jump a whole lot. That's what this is. This is the game with the songs. This is the way the British royals are not innocent people. You can take whichever way you want these people. You can say whatever the hell you want about these people, but I'm just giving you the truth as it is. You may call it the black and white truth, or black on white, or whatever you want to, but this is the truth. Oh, this was actually released in 1966, so I definitely would be correct about this. I didn't even pay attention to this stuff. Well, there's some information that's useful here. The issue of this club, China White China Club. I think they were trying to drive me crazy as for 1996. I think that 1991 would be the right one, and possibly even 1993. They would do stuff like this to make you believe that you see things that are not there yet, timing-wise and so on. They call it MKI, you will identify, and that kind of stuff. They were meeting inside of our house. I clearly recall Prince Andrew teasing Chinese in respect to China White China Club 9/11. When Chinese would be coming here, but Chinese did not play with it. Chinese, as soon as Prince Andrew would lay down this stuff, and he teased them. He would tease them, they would tease them with the CIA and guarantee them that they're going to have to back down, that they're going to work it out and so on. And Chinese were actually very vicious about that. They didn't want to have absolutely nothing to do with white China, China White 9/11, and they said to me, nothing until you clarify this thing. They didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Now, did they work it out with one another? It's interesting to note that after 9/11 took place, that this was more like a joke in the settings here inside of our house. It was like just a matter of time before Central Intelligence Agency or Prince Andrew would have MI5 British intelligence basically pimped them, seduced them through a business deals basically into, yeah, okay, let's just forget about it type of stuff. China White is quite a big deal, or White China, whatever it is. 9/11. That's actually quite a big deal. This is the way the British, the Central Intelligence Agency, that means that the meetings in the background that were taking place were strictly confidential. Strictly confidential. If you make jokes like this, that's fucking crazy, man. That's a crazy jokes. 3,000 people were supposed to be killed in that 9/11. And the 9/11 did not, White China, China White did not pertain to Prince Andrew under any circumstances only. Prince Philip, Prince Charles, Prince Anne, they all, I bet also Queen Elizabeth, they all knew about coming dance of the Prince Andrew at a China White. Just as I wrote here in this place here, this was no secret. Just read this stuff here. I was very popular in China. And what I think is that these people, talking about the British royals, they were misusing this issue for other purposes a little bit too much. And the Chinese told them simply, no, thank you. This is what I think. I think that what they did is, I think they tried to rape a little bit Chinese, and the Chinese didn't want to see themselves in this stuff. Like, it's going too far, basically. Style. This is quite a serious issue. They intimidated, harassed Chinese with. Quite a serious issue. With Chinese, however, knowing about this stuff. Simple as this. So just that you understand, the whole thing about the Prince Andrew is a little dance errata over there at White China. They all knew about it way ahead, and they negotiated and contemplated on this thing. When I said here Prince Philip, Prince Charles, and I'm not talking about, he did this in year 2000, but it was this thing that British royals discussed with one another, sometimes in front of, and this in front of me, that would be actually desired. That stuff would actually be even desired. In as early as in definitely 96. Definitely 96. So that's plenty enough. That's 4 years before Prince Andrew did that stuff in 2000. That's 4 years. In 1996, I see Prince Andrew being lambasted all over the place, but he's not the only one who had the knowledge about the White China. Everybody has it. Definitely in 1996. Definitely 1996. You know when? Between 1994 to 1996, Princess Anne, Prince Charles, everybody, Philip, they discussed this issue. They very thoroughly evaluated this issue, whether that would be an issue or not. And then they left a little bit time in between, if I would probably recall this or whatever. Whatever they were doing always way ahead of the time, and this is not even much ahead of the time. This is just like 4 years before he orchestrated that stuff. Because I see Prince Andrew pushed all over the place through the media, and Charles is completely magnified, like, wow, man, like, wow. But this is not the case. You are trying to use him like a scapegoat and stuff like this when it actually concerns every fucking one of you. Every fucking one of you. Happy soccer game. See? It's called a soccer game. Yeah, this was involved in MK Ultra. It's like playing a soccer. This is what they were doing. Where, like playing a soccer, you run after the ball and you never get the ball because the ball is handed to one another. Alright, let's see it. I guess that you're a really, really good soccer player and I'm a sucker. You call it a sucker, right? Interesting. And what do you think exactly you're playing with this shit? You're not playing me. Oh, there's some beautiful pictures here about Andrew. Oh, look at that. Some more dramatic stuff like that. Oh.